team that has a sense of identity, though, because in the past, Mini, double duelist has worked for these guys. What have we got here?
Yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about, but
มันได้ใครมาแทนวะเนี่ยเจสซี่
นี่นาเจสออกจากซีเคทปุ๊บบินมาแข่งยุโรปต่อเลยนะโคตรฟิต
แลกตัวกับแนทเองใช่ไหม
ในตัวแนท
แคชชี่ไม่เห็นหน้ามันนานเลย
เราอยู่กับ Giant ตั้งแต่เป็นทีมพาร์ทเนอร์
Fnatic played against GX, you go, oh, 2-1. That's fairly close. Fnatic had Desmo playing. They beat them with Desmo.
แล้วเป็น2อีนี้ไงตาม
So
ส
they're
ไตล์
probably
ติก
going
เล
to
ย
beat them when they have one of the better players of GX and GX have a stand-in. I'd say
ตาม
odds
สไต
on.
ล์
I'm curious to see, though, Cloud, having been on that roster since we saw it there, since the beginning of partnership, but also now be leading that roster for quite a while, joining into Fnatic, joining their system.
เฮ้ย
Will
แค
be
ชชี่
to keep an eye on sort of how he
เอา
exists
สะอาดป่ะเมื่อ
within
กี้
that system, whether he contributes or detracts
วัน
from
นี้
it.
ข่าวบัฟยิง
You
ทีม
know, an
เก่าครับ
extra voice can be an upside, but
อะไร
can
นะ
also add to the cacophony for Fnatic. Losing a player early on, it is Crashy's down. Rotations towards the B site, confident that Alfier can stand his ground alone. He can't get out of there. He's stuck down below, but has some trips in front to try to ease the blow of these
เอาพเยอร์
attackers
เอา
rushing
ให้
in.
เท่านั้นแหละ
นี่อะไปละ
A lot of spots for him to play around. Maybe try and use that trip to help him out a little bit, but they are going to be looking to try and clear him, and it's only going to be a dink, in fact. Not even
Damn
Boaster around the
He
corner
both
with
cut,
the
cut.
Sheriff. A couple of low players, but I think they've definitely heard him drop. Look to swarm together over on the GX side.
Damn
Leaves just Cloud remaining. It'll be one hell of a way to kick off his debut versus X team. 1v5? No, absolutely nothing. Instead, it's an in zone flawless
2-0 ว่ะ
and net to close out with a double on his first round in EMEA.
So, you know, my concern when I look at Fnatic isn't that Cloud is going to come in and start, you know, counter-calling and undermining Boaster's leadership. That I won't disrespect Cloud by even putting that forward as a possibility. What I don't want to see, though,
let's go flawless, yeah?
is somebody with his caliber and his expertise step back too much, be afraid to contribute too much into the system. And I think finding that balance of not overcalling, not having too loud a voice to drown the others out, but contributing to the system instead of just existing in it, I think that will be his challenge. Joining this, we're no doubt we will have many different ideas. For Fnatic, this one, the idea is to take an eco. Single
อัน
pistol
นี้
bought up
GX
onto
เม็ดจาก
Alfier.
ข่าวนายเลยนะ
Other than that, Bandit, it is classics across the board. And what
Hey,
should be an easy enough follow-up. GX are giving
Ma
themselves
cay
a
na.
safety net. They can lose a player or
มาไกล
two
จัดช่วง
and
นี้
still
มี
come out of this
ปอด
small
อ
into
เมริกา
roses
เยอะ
with
อยู่
the two sheriffs they've brought through.
ใส่ดู
And I think the main
แฟ
thing
นติก
here
มา
is they're just early
Okay,
on
actually-
trying to catch
เรื่
any
องอะไรแบบคู่
aggression,
นี้
trying to figure out where the stack
Fanatic
is.
TV.
And late on, with those disadvantages, you really want to group up and hit this as a blob.
One of the more interesting things
Wait.
for me as well coming into this game for GX is, yeah, sure, they've got a stand-in, but I was also expecting Net and Flickless to be
And I
playing
think
the
Leo.
other roles. Like I expected, I think in recent times we've seen Net playing a bit more of the controller, and
Let me
Flickless
do
is
that.
someone I've loved seeing on Initiator, although he normally was on something like a Flash Initiator, like a KO, because they have Cloud, who normally plays the Sova. So Definitely interested to see how that works out for them going forward, but so far so good. Obviously, Fnatic hoping for a little bit of additional damage, drop some of those weapons. It was only pistols on the players they've lost so far. They can afford one more death. Kind of hoping, though, that maybe Jesse gets that kill and gets towards his ult.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he doesn't even chuck this weapon over to Flickless and go hunting down himself. 2 away. From a run it back, even him dying is going to be worthwhile, but instead he grabs himself the kill nice and clean. Patience on display as GX reached 2. 4 players left alive. A lot of orbs towards Jesse. I think he's just 1 away from the run it back now. This is definitely about as good of a start as you can hope for on that attack side.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as well, obviously you're going to give the caveat over to Giant X that if this series doesn't go their way, there's obvious reasons why. For Fnatic, for me, this needs to be a statement victory. Like, you've had a lot of time, you've had preparation, you've got a new player who I think most people are excited about. You even seem to be maybe cleaning up some of the roles as well with Alpha back on Senti. I kind of want this to be dominant.
And to be honest, if there's any team that you should be beating after picking up Cloud, it is his X team that he was the IGL of that you beat last
มัน
time.
เลิกเล่นคอมแชมเบอร์แล้ว
Made it to the side.
คอมนี้แทบจะคลาสสิกเลยนะแค่เปลี่ยนเจ็ตเป็นนีออน
It seems like they'll lose every single fight at least to start, maybe to finish as well.
เราได้มาตอนแท็บที่แบบบัฟนี้
Barely
แล้ว
a lick of damage delivered.
ฟอร์เรด
ฟอ
ไง
ร์เรดครับ
Fnatic
มาไว
find
นะ
a
นับไวจัด
flawless.
Yeah, another in-zone flawless. That's 2 in 3 rounds. In-zone definitely getting their money's worth already from VCT EMEA. But yeah, that was one way to shut me up for sure. It's just come in and immediately hold down that site like it was absolutely nothing, of course. We are going to see the buyback up into the next round, but incredibly
เพี้ยใครมันออกไป
comfortable
อีกคนนะนอกจากข่าว
from FNC in this round. But that's it. This is where we get the
มี
buy.
เว็บไซต์ข่าว
Run it back. We now look at Jesse with the potential here because although for the rest of GX it's a caveat for him. This is a chance to sort of show what he's got, make impact within this
วิ
team.
ดีโอ
Maybe if someone else is looking at a roster move, they might think to get you.
ตอนนี้ใครที่เคยเห็นรายชื่อในเอเวอร์ติกออกเลยครับผมไอ้นี่มาตัวจริงแล้ว
execute about to come through. The run it back expected to be the tip of the spear. And there it is, activated. Cloud, the one left to try to slow them down, but he's got support boosters. Paranoia blinded them, and Kayak swung in from the side. The triple kill. It was the ultimate of Jesse taken down for the first, but the other 2 will not be coming back. The Fnatic find themselves in a 5v3. The spike back in the spawn. GX with nothing to show.
Yeah, it's going to always be the sort of difficult part of this attack side, especially with the amount of information that you're going to have over on the defense for Fnatic. You have the deep cam already placed within B. You're able to get men over on the board on that A side quite early. And well, there's still a trip there.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. They couldn't get out. Your first player goes up and over to dash in, right? And you have this nade come through, landing inside that choke point. It's already making it a problem. As soon as you lose this control, no one can flood out to help. But at least you've got a player on Jenny, right? Just wait out the nade and then go help him. Paranoia comes swinging in from backside. It's over.
Left.
Your guy on site's blind. Everybody further back just got smoked off, is naded. There's a trip in the way as well that the Phoenix ult might have wanted to do something about if Kayak hadn't come swinging in the second they tripped it. Clean as can be from Fnatic, and yet they did have 3 players on site. They had utility just go through as the push came in. The timing was perfect. I didn't even notice the stun from Kayak or the spam being that quick. It was the second he got revealed. And Flickless is taken down alongside. That is unlucky for GX to lose the second player to it, but at the end of the day, Fnatic were more than ready. Look at how quickly they pounced there. The trap was activated, and seconds later, GX's chances were dead.
Yeah, I think it's easy to forget, even though we always talk about the caliber of the players on the Fnatic side, that even though they didn't make it, one of the top rated, top ACS, top ADR players of the last stage was Kayak. He was still frying under pressure early. I don't know how
ไก่ตื่นเลยถ้าหลบแล้วไม่ยิงนี่เป็นเรื่องเลย
ไก่ตื่นจริง
That's a pretty decent man to shut
ตอนแรกหลบเงียบๆนี่ไม่เช็คนะ
Not gone anywhere. As I talked
น้องบอก
about,
ว่า
he
แคมป์แอน
was
ติก
and
ต้อง
he's
จ้าหมอ
immediately
นะ
dead. The
ป่วยกัน
fact
หม
is
ดเลย
though, Fnatic are not giving up this space. They've done a hell of a lot of damage
พี่ข่าวไปเทร
already
ดมา
onto Ara.
คู่นี้3 แม
With
ป
the
ใหม่
trade
ตอบเลยว่า
found
ไม่ครับ
from
ผม
Alpha yet, that
ไม่
advantage
เลย
is gone.
ไม่ฮะ
Yeah, every 30 seconds, Ara's being taken a
Topที่
burst
2
of
ครับผม
ammo to the chest, down to 30 HP. Numbers even, but weaponry and health certainly sitting comfortably in Fnatic's favor now. Ara spotted the trip. That's probably going to take a rotation off this A side. It should at least. And for GX, they're going to gamble on it. Spike starting to move back in this direction. Net clearing out the space. And then Jesse is sent to try to catch that rotation to find those players moving across. But no one's shown anything. Fnatic lost info in B main.
Take flight.
And sat with 3 players on this A side. This is going to be frustrating for GX when they realize, but they're running into the numbers.
Okay, Ara's done well. Anything more would be nice. Jesse also winning the fight. Now Crashy's left alone. Maybe this was the weaker of the side. The other one had Alfie air on it, you know how good he could be. And now he has to try and find a clutch scenario. The last time I watched him play this map, he was unstoppable, but not this time. Good dart, good shot from Ara. And from a position of running into the site with 15 seconds left, they come out smelling the roses.
Yeah, 20 seconds, they're still on short, just making it through the tree. That definitely didn't look like it was going to go their way for a moment. And for Jesse, it started with that fight against
this
Kayak.
fight,
A great flash.
โอ้ยเจสซี่มัน
30
เดือด
health
อยู่
and
เนี่ย
wins the fight at long range with
Straight to the bandit. It can win on range, it can do that damage, but it shouldn't have.
Recon,
And
bro.
for Fnatic, they know that was a round that should have been theirs.
สีหน้าไม่ค่อยดีเลยครับ
Cost
เฟเจอร์
now as
ยังไง
GX maintain the lead, bringing it up 3-2. An operator for Fnatic. This is going to be an attempt to change things around mid early. You can see Kayak is in a spot that he can't get much done from, and now the pressure's on for Boaster. They're going to dump utility just because of that pressure put on him. This is great for GX. They've traded out a recon for a nade and a paranoia. And map control. Although they have to confirm that with the hot hands.
Another orb for Jesse. That will now leave him 1 away. And this is quite a common strategy we see throughout. Early control towards A, claim an orb, have your lurker
เอ็กก็
spot for
ได้
any
สูสีแบบ
aggression.
นี้แหล้วครับผมเดี๋ยวก็เละ
And
แล้ว
maybe go back and get the other orb if it's still there, which obviously they'll have the information
ไม่
of.
ต้องห่วง
So
แปลก
gives an opportunity to basically get Jesse 2 free orbs every single round and get that ultimate on rapidly.
ๆเพราะพี่ไอ้พูดแล้วมันแปลก
The 2 orbs here is going to be enough for Jesse to have the run it back. Fnatic's setup towards this B site will be tested. Kayak with the operators on the other side of the map. He's waiting for them to walk up short, but they are coming nowhere near it. In fact, they're going straight into the B site.
Get out of my way.
Where Fnatic are already turtled. Play back towards the boathouse. Ara making its way up close. He's about to be challenged by
ๆ
Alpha.
อย่าง
Second
ที่ผม
player.
ชอบอยู่
Sitting
แค่
back
1
wasn't
เองเหรอ
expected, but only gets the one for GX. Plan now, guaranteed, and net look to get so much more. Still, 1 should be good enough.
Gotta be careful of the reveal, but nobody going down to it. Operator retrieve, nice spam from Cloud. That makes it interesting now. Into a 2v2. Flickless up close, but he's instant with the shot. Expecting a swing. Was Kayak trying to watch for the next player, but instead a reposition leaves Kayak in what seems now like an unlikely scenario. He'd need a mistake. That operator holds a lot more value. And I wonder if there's going to be a swing just to put him down. Nice close from Flickless. And a 4-2 lead now for GX. We said that we wanted a statement victory for Fnatic, and thus far, sure, their 2 rounds have been statements, 0 players dying, but the other 4, not so much.
I guess this is the problem, though. Like, when you run one of these cookie-cutter comps, again, the Neon being a little bit different, but other than that, this is something the players will have years of experience coming up against. You don't really have the option to surprise them at all, and that is kind of what you expect when it comes to Ascent. But the added flair for GX and having that Phoenix even alone, we've seen how much it can chop and change, how a map is played. And here on the attack side, it's making a huge difference. They didn't even use the biggest strength of this composition, having the run it back. It wasn't online on the push into the site.
The orb. They didn't bother.
But this time, it is online right off rip. And this is a crucial round for Fnatic. They've put all their credits into it. lose this and GX take a good lead and turn it into a great one.
มันสแตนด์อินเนี่ยใคร
The
เจส
setup
ซี่
has switched. Alpha going to be holding down that A site now and basically just playing info from Crashies. A few ults very close to being online as well for Fnatic, so it's going to be a swing round based on economy, as you said, but also based on those ultimates.
ปัดตั้ง
An
นาน
early rotation, leaving Alfia a little bit more alone, but
ปา
not a
เป็น
whole
ไปได้
lot
อยู่
being given over by GX. They're playing very passively, rotating around the back of the map, so they're not being caught by darts, they're not being caught by knives. So it's very difficult using all of those initiators plus Senti to actually get anything. They don't know right now.
Well, that's it. They're hoping on this attack side that Fnatic get impatient and move forward, look for information. When they don't, fine, we'll push with 30 seconds left because we've got to run it back to work with. They can break through this defense, and they've done just that already, making it to the site. Still that trip.
เจอไม่ติดแท็บอะไรของมันวะ
shut
โอ้
down
โห
Jesse's ult, but the spike is on site. It should be planted fairly soon, but that's it down. Now it's on Ara to plant the spike with 7 seconds. He has to have bodyguards, but he will be defended just long enough. Still, Boaster slipped through. Managed to leave it down to just west side. Then the herd to one and deal with the last as well. A big
พี่โบ๊ทล่าง
round
ใส่
from
แว่นด้วย
Boaster. Fnatic desperately need
To come his way is when he's not
แว่นแฟ
fragging and you see him lower on the board.
แฟชั่นหรือแว่น
This was
แว่น
an
แบบกอง
important
แสง
round for them.
สีนี่แบบ
I think the little bit of panic that was caused by Alfia dropping the spike definitely gave them a little bit of additional space, allowed him to get back into the same general, but also just maneuver around the back. And wow, he's even got Hype Man Cloud ready to go. Third round for Fnatic. 4 ultimates for them to play with as well. I said it was crunch time in terms of ults, but actually Fnatic didn't really use any of theirs.
Careful now. Indeed, it felt like a big round for GX, but it doesn't work out. Now, much more pacey attack. They're already in the A side. Hunter's Fury going to be activated. Good tags. That's a double. The damage onto one more. That's huge. Flickless and west side. Tagged heavy. Ara not too healthy either. Yeah, they'll get the site, but they are way behind in these fights. Fnatic, though, will bide their time in going for this retake. Hunter's Fury through, guarantees it, actually gets a tag and a kill. That's huge for Ned.
He's done well. HP still favored. And now Cloud's caught another, and that gives him his ultimate. They still haven't managed to get themselves into a post plant just yet. They're looking for a way back into the round, hoping that someone gifts it to them, hoping for a mistake, but as you sort of mentioned, both teams have been happy to be patient. Instead, though, it's the defense that wants to make a move. No plant to be had.
แม่งติดเดียวต้องหันไปปั๊บปั๊บปั๊บปั๊บปั๊บ
Left out in the cold. Alfia looks to give him a warm hug.
Yeah, Cloud just entered full
ตอนแรกมันเล่นไว้
BS
ใช่ไหม
mode
ด่าน
there.
เนี่ย
That's 2 players.
ไอ้
The
Avenger ใน
second
แชม
was
เบอร์นะ
revealed, at least. I'll give him that.
จะใช่
The first, I don't believe, was. He just shot him straight through. Yeah, look at that. That's ridiculous. The second was revealed, you know, so it's not as impressive.
มันทำอะไรมันวะอะไร
2 in 1
มึง
round.
โดนสแกนต้องกระโดดโดดเต้นกันเลย
It doesn't feel good
Again,
to
say
be
food
GX
again.
in a moment like that.
Even
Cloud
the second one was
spam
the
แม่นจัง
immediate
อะ
reveal. He waited. The guy could have moved. He just went, yeah, there.
Oh, you love to have those kind of rounds.
Yeah, as a wise
ใช่ครับ
man
คนเดี
once
ยวกัน
said,
นะผม
wallbang.
คนนี้แหละ
That he
4
did.
to 4. This is where the economy now hits the ground for GX. And unfortunately, they don't have any of those ultimates to pad the gap either. Expectation is this will be where the economy can grow a little bit for Fnatic, and with Alfia, Kayak, and well, I've given
เดี๋ยวเรา
Alfia
จะ
a
ได้
kill
เห็น
before he's actually got
ข่าว
it.
กับ
But
เซฟิลอ
I
ต
just
เจอ
assumed
กัน
he would get Arab. I
ที่
was wrong. My
เซี่ยง
bad.
ไฮ้ปีนี้
Yeah,
You're
no, never
very
mind.
wrong.
Sorry, I'm just gonna go sit in the
คราว
corner.
กับเซฟิลอต
About as wrong as you could be. Now GX
Maybe I'll
with a
get back.
chance to take the A side. Cloud still watching the cover going out. Now GX in with a chance to take the A site as Cloud is out of the round, and the plant should be found. What should have been Ara dead in the dirt. In fact, in Tom's mind, it already was. Now it's Ara in with a chance for a very late lurk. Oh my goodness, the door is wide open. This man should have been a dead man walking, a corpse.
They're gonna push them back.
But he's still breathing. They're buying time. This is Ara's moment to strike, and he'll get him. He'll get him eventually. A bit of showmanship, and his knife's out. Oh, God. It's a horrible round for Ara. But he should have been dead before he got anything. 2, and he's given them a chance and opportunity. Oh, my goodness, it's messy. But Neck got there in the end. Flickless, last man standing. The spike needs to be defused. The one-way smoke gives him a chance to strike from the side to pull Crashies off the defuse. And now all he has to do is run that clock down. Crashies, 4 kills, but it is not enough as GX make it to 5.
เมื่อกี้จุ่มต่อชนะ
I'm
ปะ
still
ช
sat
นะ
in the
นะ
corner.
ไอ้นี่มันไม่พีกอะ
It's the motor thrifty. You know. I'm sorry, Althea.
รู้เลย
I
เขา
said
เจอ
you had the kill.
I'm
As
gonna
you can
say
see.
you caused the
โอ้
third
โห
laptop. That is on you.
กุ้มอกกุ้มใจ
You in this very game 2 rounds ago you said the cast of curse is real.
Can we
And then-
stop?
and then you
Because
did
I'm
that.
gonna end up getting blocked by Fnatic again.
ใครไปปรับไอ้นี่ได้หลัง
Oh, they unblocked
คีย์บ
you.
อร์ดเนี่ย
They
ชัวร์
did
เลย
unblock
That
me.
was quite kind.
Yeah.
วิบ
Devar-
วิบเลยฮะเมื่อกี้
in his heart.
Filing error เต็มเลย
Filing
And
error
you learned
ทำไมเลย
It's about to dissipate. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened in that round. It's one that, you know, Fnatic fans always have to live on the edge with supporting their team. I think that tipped me over the edge a little
มึง
bit.
ไอ้
You said it was a messy round.
เจสซี่
and honestly,
หน้า
I've
เหมือน
had
อาสนะ
enough
ใส่แว่น
messy from yesterday. I didn't want to see anything more. But
แต่
you know,
อาสนะตอนเด็กนะ
อ๋อ
Oh,
สมัยที่ยังแข่งหนุ่ม
what a day it was.
which one, today or yesterday? I'm unhappy with both.
Yesterday for me.
ๆไปแล้วครับพี่เจอ
For Fnatic today might be a day to remember. They
Hey,
might
hey,
recover
whoa.
this, put themselves back to winning ways,
Fine,
and if they
up.
don't, it certainly will be one to remember, or one they'll be forced to. Looking to equalize, great flash through from Cloud. The paranoia. might
ช่วยยิง
find
ดิ
him
เจอ
time, but
บอกเพื่อนดิ
Flick
บอก
was
โอ้โห
on borrowed
You
time.
both.
14 HP. Not long for this world are the entirety of GX.
How?
The round win for Fnatic.
Okay.
We're back to neck and neck.
What I am enjoying from this game so far, though, is seeing,
How?
firstly, Cloud incredibly happy.
Yeah.
I'll say the fact that the second he signed, he was doing TikTok dances, kind of gave me everything I need to know about how he was going to be in this squad. But I think also, like we talked about, like, okay, maybe he can second call, maybe he can give additional thing. The other fun thing about him in this team is he doesn't have to do any of that. He could just shoot, which if you go back to his days on Na'Vi, which some of you are going to be like, Cloud on Na'Vi, if you're blowing your mind, he was like an aggressive duelist player and a solo. Like, he would just be this more aggro, flare style.
2-0 แน่เลยวะตรงนี้ไฟเยอร์ต้องเลือกวิปก่อนนะ
แบบนี้แบบให้13-11 หรือ 13-10 เลย
แฟนตาติกมันไม่ค่อยวินขาดๆอยู่แล้วตามสไตล์มัน
บราวน์ย้ายมาจาก GX เนี่ยครับทีมที่เจอกันอยู่เนี่ยโอ้เว็บไซต์แม่งเล่นในทุกโลเลยว่ะเป็นคนต่อไปนี่เว็บไซต์นี่
เซนเนี่ย
ใครฟอร์มตกเนี่ย
ปีนี้เซนติเนลจะกลับมาไหมพี่เอ๋ย
เซนติเนลเหรอไม่น่ากลับแล้วว่ะ
น่าจะยาวอ่ะ
On just playing the Sentinel. I think now as well as we move towards, and I think the future will see more of it, us moving towards this Sentinel diversity, this is a man that I want to see him committed to that role. Committed to our role, actually. I don't mind if it's the Phoenix. I don't mind if we're having a duelist
ตอน
arc.
ไปไหนก็ไม่รู้
West Side's Sentinel, West Side's Viper. Sensational, and it's just because he's so reliable on his own. He makes great decisions, and when he takes risks, he can back them up almost every time. He's a guy that knows his limits and plays to them. So I really enjoy watching him play. But for Fnatic, looking for 6, looking for the lead at last, and it will be a big burst towards this A site. I'm not sure they're ready for it, especially not with the ult leading the way, but the paranoia will at least buy them time. Great wall by Jesse, and he's through! The flash doesn't buy him enough time, though. The Blade Storm from Ara only gets 1, and Fnatic have weathered the storm.
Yeah, it was a low buy for GX, so obviously I was going into this round thinking they were going to win it. But, you know, not this time.
โอ้ย
Leaves just Jesse. Trying to find 4, and Cloud really is just having a field day now. A bit of a slower start for him alongside Boaster, but both have had a comeback since they were at a deficit. And now look to take the lead going into the half. And I will say, one of the things that you can see with a new IGL and a stand-in player is maybe the attack side don't look so bad because you just go, when
พี่ข่าวเอา
you do
จัด
this, I need you
บัฟ
to
ยิ
do
งทีม
this,
เก่า
and that is the round.
พี่ข่าว
That's what you
4
attempt.
เป้า
I
นี้
think
ใน
on
เกมเปิ
defense,
ด
having that same level of synergy, at least in my eyes, is a little bit more difficult. I think
For
it does
sure.
depend on the team, but especially when you're playing defensive side Phoenix, that's where I really want to see if Jesse's still going to be able to have the fairly decent performance he is currently having.
Well, yeah, instead of calling your playbook, you're countering theirs when you swap sides. It does definitely make a big difference, and for GX, a test that they will be taking. The question is whether it's on stable, even ground, or whether the high ground relies on
แต่
Fnatic.
เซนมันหมดยุคแต่เทนออกจริง
They're
ปะ
spread out.
ใช่
แต่ก่อนหน้านั้นมันก็ดู
To
ฝื
start
นๆอยู่
this
นะ
round, the defensive
But
side,
they
they're
may not do
taking
it.
a lane each and waiting. It's not what I expect to see out of the last round, in all honesty. No real information. Kayak's sitting passively in line. They don't even spot them on short until they'd be around the corner. It means the rotations come in much slower, yet still, GX are moving towards the side with 2 players boathouse.
ยืนเป็นใบไปก่อน
Containment there for Cloud.
Aaron's trying to make his way through. In fact, they're all trying to make
เฮ้ยมันรีโหลดอะไรล่ะเฮ้ย
them down.
โอ้
They're
โห
hunting their ex-teammate.
อยู่ดีก็รีโหลด
Booster. Will keep things
Yeah.
even, and Crashies isn't done. This has turned into a game of deathmatch, and well, unless Cloud's going to be
นึกว่าจะได้ชุบครับเฮ้ย
brought back,
Ui.
which he is
อ้าว
not.
ไม่ทันด้วย
It's going to come down to the 1 versus 1. Kayak versus Net. New Boy versus Staple. All
ส
popped.
ไลด์
Maybe just
Ui.
trying to force
ลูกพี่
นิ่ง
Net
จัด
to take a risk. The overdrive will fade. It doesn't seem like Kayak, at least for now, has the idea of where Net has gone. Trying to figure this one out. Only one angle left to clear, but he's run out of bullets in the cloud. No ammo left. It's a but Net.
ไอ้จักรนี่ไม่ใช่นีออนธรรม
It's
ชาติ
going
นี่ห
to
ว่า
be the half done in the favor of no one. It's
Yeah.
even.
Neck and neck at the half.
เมื่อกี้นี้ถ้าเป็นนีออนธรรมชาตินี่คือแม่งซัดตั้งแต่อันตีไม่หมดอะ
ของปลอม
ของ
เอา
โป
ไปรีโหลดกัน แล้วจะมาคิดถึงวินนี้ตอนจบแมปนี้บอกเลย น่าจะต้องไปนะมิว ไปไหม
EMEA มันฮาร์ปนานกว่านี้กันเนี่ย
หาอะไรมาให้ดูตลอด
Well, good to see that Cloud, he's not fazed by facing his former teammates. As we said, a little peek behind the curtain for him, having an idea of how they like to prepare and how they like to play. We'll see if that makes a difference in the second half. Now GX on the defensive side, and this is really where the big test for a squad like this with the standard is expected to be.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. And I think always going up against Fnatic when it comes to those attack side calls. It can be relatively difficult, and well, maybe the calls don't mean anything. We're going into the comms.
The mid link.
They're holding right now.
Yeah, I'm going into A main, bro.
Mid plate, boys. I'm just gonna find middle.
We probably do the same as us, no? Could be towards B.
Yeah. Nothing A. Yeah, nothing A.
Yeah.
On one body.
Fuck B. Blind.
อุ้ย
Yeah, coming.
One middle. One middle.
Enemy remaining.
โอ้โห
I'll call planner.
Well, it's been a tough
What
round for
niaba?
GX so far.
Yeah.
Unable to find their footing, picked
It was a
apart.
tough first 5 seconds.
Yeah, indeed. And Kayak finding that double. Was it collateral or a double? It's collat, right?
I'll
Seemed
be
like
honest,
it.
it was so fast I don't even know.
Well, they're even lined up on the mini-map. X marks the spot where this round fell apart for GX. And now finally, it comes to its end. An in-zone flawless
ราว
for
ทีมเก่าเล่น
Fnatic to
โซ
take the
ว่าครับ
lead.
ผม
Yeah, that was one hell of a way to start out their attack side. And there we go. Yeah, it was a collide. It was 2 bullet shot, but a little bit of tickle damage and then just a lovely little shot connected moments later. A very clean pistol coming in for the Fnatic side. Of course, they did lose the last one in the last half.
Yes,
but I do sit here and go again.
วันที่พี่โบ๊ทยิ้มได้ปะ
Legendary.
I think the expectation is for Fnatic to win this game. We're kind of looking at how cleanly they're able to do it.
I love that yes, baby, from Boaster. Real Austin Powers energy. That's the vibe he gives off anyways.
Is the glasses giving that off as well?
It is. It is. It's a whole package
Oh
piece.
my
It's
God.
GX. Finding 2 right off rip.
แปล
And
ก
well,
แปลก
Fnatic not going to be all too happy about how this
มัน
one
ควรปะ
started
แบบ
out.
ไม่ควร
GX find themselves a
แล้
right
วโดนไปอีกหนึ่ง
Net wins a fight on range. And well, the road to recovery for Fnatic now. 2 rifles for them, 2 for their opponents. Double the manpower on that defensive side. And they're not even going to risk taking the extra rifle, it seems.
Planted.
With how they've been playing with the classics, it doesn't look like they need it. Those were clean fights, great setup, great early flashes as well. The
เรื่อง
last
ที่ไม่
two,
ควร
Alfia and Cloud.
เกิดขึ้น
As they look to push back through. First one
ไอ้เจสซี่เอาหมดเลย
on fire. Another couple to close out. 3 players standing. And correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. That was 5 classics.
Yeah.
Thrifty.
Yeah, it was getting the kills at least, it was.
And they got on a mode of Thrifty off
แล้ว
of
ซื้อเยอะ
5
ด้วยนะ
classics.
Just a full A main push.
When
Not being
no
caught.
P3
There was a
ก็บอก
reveal sent through, but it went to Narnia, mate. Like they're clearing wine with the reveal.
I will say the
Assuming
dart
that
on
it
the
was-
other side, very nice.
Yeah. But for Fnatic, that's such a weird set of priorities, and I think they just got ahead of themselves a little bit there. They gave GX,
What
or
you
assumed
Fnatic
GX
are
would
we-
have some respect for them. They're looking to see if there's a little ratty spot, a little trap being set up. They didn't expect the full-on aggression. And that gives GX now a chance to equalize, keep this even. Good damage early onto Alpha. The
Yes,
idea
it
there
got
was just
them,
to break a trip, but instead they've done a lot of damage to that man and left him
Yeah,
one shot
wow.
to an outlaw. Not that it matters. Weapon on the floor, Ara down, and now pressure applied back from Fnatic. The low buys are dangerous so far in this game. Net blinded up will be dealt with. The trades coming in favor of the attacking side. West side caught in the corner. He's down on 20 HP. He'll be traded out as well. And
ใส่
GX,
เกียร์
a little taste of their own medicine. They're in a 2v3.
Oh, an opportunity for
พี่
Jesse.
โบ๊ทโดนบวกรถ
A lot of damage taken.
ฮิวไม่ได้
Doesn't even get the heal.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think he put it a little bit further than he meant, but there you go. He's got the heal now. Shock dart. Looked like it could have cleared him, and the second one almost does. That extra heal was kept him alive, but they don't expect
ส
Kayak.
วยมาก
It's going to be
50 ครับ
another 50.
Ôi má.
Welcome back, Fnatic fans. Welcome back, GX fans.
เรื่องที่ไม่ควร
We are
เกิด
right
ขึ้น
in the
อีก
thick
ร
of
อบ
it
หนึ่ง
again. Who's feeling happy.
The roster might have changed for GX, but their performance in low-buy rounds certainly didn't. Yet Fnatic
แต่น่าจะ
take a
ซื้อได้อยู่
leap
ป่ะ
out of
ยิ
their
งเป็นนอก
book
ปีสาม
in this round. This is pure chaos.
Come on, come on. Welcome to EMEA.
It's the second time now we've seen Kayak in this game, in this map alone, swing out from a smoke and catch GX looking completely the other way. It's going to be annoying to see him have that much success. Other than that, though, he has been kind of shut down. Like, I think GX have been doing the hard work in a lot of these rounds. Them falling over at the basics. Anti-Eco lost. Them left down to a very mixed buy, but one where they've got to run it back, and frankly, I don't know what to expect.
Oh. Flash out. Oh, that one's not quite gone far enough.
ขาวหมด
Fight's really not ready, but, you know, Fnatic are getting the job done. Finally, it looks like the team with the bye might be about to win the round. You never know. Maybe West Side's about to 1v5 while they have the spike down on the other side of the map.
Even then, I think they win this round.
Oh.
Because of a
Good orb management.
Couple of centimeters at best saved them there. Like the fact of Jesse blinding himself on short, kind of giving away the game just a little bit. If he was an inch forward, that flash goes around the corner. The two players are fully blind as they were, and then they can actually pounce on them. And that, I think, might have turned the round into favor for GX. Instead, it staggered the push. It left the guys on mid getting shredded without any pressure applied behind. And Fnatic are easily able to recover on what is ultimately a rush where they tripped over themselves. For Westside, saving this weapon might even be impossible. He is being hunted down. Is surrounded already, has to fight at least one more player before he's scot-free. And they are waiting to fight that together. Crashies can't swing in time, but Cloud's there. 9-7. Fnatic take the lead. And look, all of the issues of this map can be forgotten if they recover it from this point forward.
Which team's that?
Oh, we didn't need to show that, did we? Well, really, that's both teams, but I'm more so speaking about Fnatic is coming in. It would be kind of a disgrace for them to change coaching staff, have the idea of the revitalized, fixed roster be to take the IGL of another team, then see that other team come in with a stand-in as well, and then beat you. I think even this being close is
but that's what I was going to say.
Bit embarrassing.
We'll all be forgiven. It's got me feeling a little bit nervous.
If they dominate map 2, you know, we can be like, oh, it was GX's map pick, and it was a slow start. You know, it's Fnatic slow starts. That's what they do. We can still get out of this smelling of roses.
At the beginning of the year. They went 5-0 in groups to stage 1. This is groups again. I expect them to dominate.
Yeah, but they've just made a big change. They've got Cloud in there. Who knows if he's going to be the savior? Or Desmo. You say that as if Desmo is not one of the best Phoenixes we've ever seen on this stage, Tom. And frankly, I won't take that disrespect.
He wasn't playing Phoenix.
Maps he lost, it wasn't his fault. Nice shot by Ara. It's a blind fire that takes down Alpha, but an immediate resurgence from Fnatic. The site secured, but the spam's doing damage. It's Kayak who's picking up all the pieces. One more on offer, but Ara's giving nothing away.
Well,
และขาวคัด
Cloud versus old team. Two of his old teammates.
เอาคัด
And Jesse. And they're going to ult. They're going to just try and make sure they get this over the line, but he's managed to bypass. They've got to be careful. They've got to defend. And while Jesse comes back to defend the exact position he was about to disappear and go back to, it will be the defusal. It will be an 8th round. And a response from Giant X. They are definitely not letting this one go without a fight. And honestly, like, yeah, sure, there's been some scrappy, messy rounds. I can forgive them for that with all the circumstances they're coming in with.
โดน
But
แบบทะลุสโมก
honestly, at least on individual levels, I think Jesse's looked very good.
Yeah.
I think other than that singular flash, I actually think his flashes have been good throughout the map so far. That was more of a rare mistake rather than the norm. And especially with him not necessarily playing duelist all too often, I believe he normally plays
ที่อยู่นา
smokes.
วีมาแรกๆอ่ะโคลิก
บัฟยับเลย
One flash was
โอ้โห
funny,
บัฟ
but it has
ทรง
been
เดียวกันเลยเนี่ยทรงเดียว
flash
กัน
in
เน็
the
ตเลย
pan when it comes to mistakes. Well, let's see how Fnatic deal with this. A chance to push up to double digits. Let's jump in with the comms.
She can't dash, boys. I'm gonna blind him. Ready? Blinding. Line. On the right. And stairs. I got him. Stairs.
หาย
Tracking
แล้ว
him. Just hold. Zero. I can see his foot. They're gonna, bro. Save if we can.
มันเหนียวจังวะ
cage in front of me, bro.
I should have blinded for you. I was throwing the smoke.
เปิดเป็นเพื่อนนอนเฮ้ยอย่าเพิ่งนอนน้อง
Waves crashing against the coast
ประก
there
วดหลัง
for
ด้วยกัน
Fnatic. GX stands strong and 9 rounds seemingly locked in at this point. It's a solid response from this squad. And for GX, like we said, coming into this matchup, having lost their IGL to Fnatic and having to play with a stand-in on top of that. And then when you look at the roster that they've got, the very many overlapping and dare I say conflicting roles, for them to come in and make this a close matchup is already a danger that Fnatic do not want to deal with coming into this season. But now they're neck and neck towards the end of the map, and the chance of them winning starting to look less like a dream and more like a potential reality.
10 seconds left.
Oh, for sure. I thought
ดู
after
เมกาโอ้โห
losing
ไม่
the
ไหวครับ
pistol, winning the second,
Pacific
and
ยัง
then
อยากจะ
losing
ชิง
the
เลยเนี่ย
third, that maybe that would
ไม่แปซิฟิกดิ
boom them at least a little bit, but no.
แต่พรุ่งนี้มีฟูลเซนอ่ะ
9-9 on that defensive side, which we normally talk about being the favored within this map.
จะได้จริงๆเหรอพี่เฟนติ
I
ก
am starting to
ได้
worry a little bit for Fnatic, and it seems like they are as well. They're going to be calling a pause coming out of this one, giving an opportunity to Eng to try and talk this one over.
I'm out.
And obviously, something that's going to be new for him and for Cloud. It is coming into this roster, not hearing Pipson on the other side of the line. And here's a man that I will say, we've talked about a lot throughout this series. I really do want to see when he gets into the flow of things, if we could see some of the high individual level we've had from him in the past, because that is one of the nice things about him in this roster. We know that he's still someone that has that individual brilliance, individual talent. And if he doesn't have to call anymore, how much does that level go up? It's genuinely a perfect litmus test.
Well, see, that was always my issue, seeing Cloud continuously put on that GX roster when they needed him to be an IGL, when they decided to push him into that role. And it wasn't something that, I'm not going to doubt his ability there, his knowledge of the game. But as a secondary voice, without responsibility, the level that he puts forward, or used to put forward at least, was something that I just can't justify sacrificing that. I think that having Cloud with, and this is what I thought throughout the entirety of this GX run where he was leading, is like having this guy with a competent IGL. Not that he isn't, but having him under one. I think his ceiling is higher. And this is an opportunity for us to see that under one of the most storied IGLs in this game. And as long as he doesn't come in like Melkor singing 9or's tune, we should be in a position where they can harmonize and find a flow that maybe Fnatic haven't seen so far. As again, like, I don't doubt his ability as a mind for this game. But I want to see Cloud evolve. And this is the best chance we've had to see it.
Ara definitely not shying away from a fight. Again, they have this sort of contact with the flash. Flickless is literally just looking for a pixel, and well, he has seen the pixel. Unfortunately, Jesse was not able to find the trade. He's slowed them down, but he's got to be careful from the back line. Has support from net, though. The Odin on the cross needs to do a whole lot more, and Alfia has been able to shut him down. Cloud taking that space towards the site, and Ara is here already. With West standing on as well. He's hoping to get something with the blades.
มันไม่ใช่นีออนธรรมชาติ
chance. But a mistake needs to be made. Cloud, the one to offer himself up, but it won't be much found for GX.
ถ้าไอเว็บไซต์มันปัด1 2 3
Fnatic looking more focused coming out of the pause.
Yeah, I like the investment into that operator. Just play that little more contacty. You know that they've had these little trap setups with flashes, so if you can just hit that shot fast enough, everything else becomes irrelevant. And then having that passive position from Boaster to be able to catch them as they look to try and flee away from the scene. It's a nice little 1-2 punch that gives them their 10th round. But this is where it's not really going to do too much damage to the economy. Abai is coming back.
It's worth mentioning, he is one of my favorite players, so I feel comfortable to say this. Flickless is having a hell of a bad game. One of the worst we've seen from him. This is his 3rd time ever playing the opener, and I really think it's showing. I think this is what we talk about for GX, having that stand-in, having the overlapping roles. Somebody has to lose, and for now it looks like the loser is Flickless.
It's an interesting spot to see a defender in.
Third time playing Almond. As I said.
I've seen maybe a jet up there
Man.
once, so I don't
Man,
know if I've
fun
seen an
map.
Omen up
Do they-
there
do we
before.
do on map,
But,
buddy?
hey,
He's
an
enjoying
Arrows
it.
position. It's also, well, we used to have a nickname for that, but moving on.
Good stun. It's the pressure put on. The Hunter's Fury is an immediate response. GX maybe overreacting a little bit there, but it was just
เฮ้ยพี่
an
โบ๊ท
attempt to keep those players alive in the
look
corner.
at both
โบ๊ทดู
Boaster.
something bro
Prime to strike,
What?
one below. What a ball!
Oh,
But
okay.
Jesse, spider senses tingling. He's managed to find himself a valuable pick. Boaster could have completely recovered the round there instead. Alpha's all alone. 5 to take on. 1 taken down for free, but
พี่โบ๊ทดู something
now
อะ
this should become impossible.
Everybody's getting revealed, but I feel like everybody kind of knows where each other are at this point, and with 12 seconds left, the defenders don't really need to push this, but I feel like it almost wants to be just a shutdown of Alfia. I'll say the fact that in those early fights they sent that many players mid and they don't lose anybody until the last couple of fights of the round. I know it was a question on the desk about who's calling. I know that GX said that it was Net. If this is going to be Net's calling style throughout EMEA, I'm really excited. Because think about the eco round where he's super aggressive outside A. These are bold calls. These are risky calls.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's quite nice to see someone who's a little bit ballsy with what they're doing on the defense.
Well, you have Fnatic coming in with 2 IGLs and the most boring comp we've seen, and then you have GX with stand-in and ideas, and it seems like one of those is stronger as a system than the other, at least for now. Again, Fnatic with these big changes, there is going to be an element of them finding their feet, finding their footing, but a big slip early on against a team that's in the very same position, a worse position arguably. I don't even think that's arguable, definitively. Yeah, I think you have to give props to Net. As we said, taking the assumption that what GX tweeted out is gospel.
Yeah.
You never know, but
could have changed since then.
He'll definitely be someone that has a lot of interest. I think already, this has already been a fantastic battle for this squad. The second half started terribly. When you win the pistol, lose the follow-ups, usually that's where you see the team just teeter out completely. But they've recovered now again to double digits, and the pressure's on. Fnatic lose this round, which they should. It'll be the lead over to GX and a chance to win 1 buy round and at least guarantee an OT.
Pressure onto Ara. Kind of expect them to maybe get 1 and get out. The reveal is solid. And it acts as a distraction. Nice shot from Cloud once again. He does not want to taste defeat against his previous organization. Wow, Alpha's backstab is something that they're very wary of. Just bear in mind that Flickers is already pretty low. A single bullet could just take him down. And well, they may have taken a couple, but even still, they got rid of him. Crashies has done the same.
มันดูจะได้ลาวไงไม่รู้
เฮ้ย
And with all that's left is Net.
เป็นอย่างนี้แหละ
He needs to find 3 players with an Odin from a position where I don't think that's
ยังไม่มีเสียง
possible.
ดรอปนะอย่านะ
Well, there's a few spam angles open, but
Spangles.
saving, I'm not sure about that one.
Net 3
Saving is the way to go for Net. Alfier's already made that
มีเกรด
realization,
ดิ มัน
and
ชื่อ
he
ตร
will
งกลาง
get here in time to cut off the angle. Net has to fight. Never mind. Net does not have to fight to carry this weapon forward. They think he's already long gone. So he will be safely tucked away.
แล้วมันได้บิน
Close
แบบ
this
นี้
round
นะ
out. 11 though for Fnatic, and well, like I said, that was a round I very much expected GX to walk away with their opponents at next to nothing, and yet an Emoto Thrifty is going to be found. And look, great work by Cloud as well. That spam through was deadly, but I have to say, honestly amazed. Even from that point, I didn't expect Fnatic to have much to say about the round.
Yeah, well, we've seen a few the Motor Thrifties already. The low buys, the more direct plays seem to be working out for them, and with a couple of spots looking a little bit more one and done. I think that's been the bigger issue. Even still, though, the defense do have a bite. Operator still in hand, and no ultimates available. Well, other than the singular one for Flickless. The fact is, though, GX have been able to fight back in a lot of the rounds, but it looks to be the same once again. Pressure put onto short. Flickless has done well, but Althea has just cleared out two.
เฮ้ยมันโดดเช็คให้ขนาดนี้แล้ว
Needs a lot from this
ใช่
position.
ไหมไม่ต้องพีคนะเนี่ยสไน
With an AWP as well. Finding one, getting back to cover won't be easy, and the numbers on their side thinning out. Support won't be there. And he misses the first. That should be it. He is dead to rights, leaving only west side. And what should have been a lead guaranteed for GX and a chance to at least lock in an overtime. And now it's the exact same for their opposition. The shoe on the other foot. Fnatic 12-10. Again, I don't even think west side's going to attempt this, especially picking up the Odin. It's time to just run and save.
No, it is worth keeping that extra weapon over into the next round.
ทำไมมันชอบมีตัวห
It's
ยิบ
not going to leave them with a particularly pretty purchase. But yeah, Fnatic have been able to stabilize a little bit
ตาหน้า GX จน
towards the end of this map.
10-30 มีให้เห็นนะ
But even still, GX will look to try and take us to an overtime, which again, given the circumstances, I think expectations would be that they should get blasted out of this server, and I'm pretty sure that was my expectations going into this game.
สวัสดีค่ะพี่เอฟกลับมาอีกครั้งนี่ไง
Maybe a good sign going forward, but obviously the goal for everybody at this stage is to get those points onto the board, look to try and make your way through to that playoff stage, because of course this is probably the most important group stage because you've got points for champions, massively important. But also, if you finish in those top two, you skip the whole play-in. And we've been looking at the teams that are in the play-ins, the likes of an Enterprise or even a... Well, there's plenty. You've got the Turkish squad. You've got Frankfurt. They're going to be waiting for you as well. I think those teams are going to be tough to beat, especially if they could just sit here and watch what you've been doing.
Well, that's it. Yeah, they're always going to have the tape on you. And for Fnatic,
แล้ว
as we said, there he is. Ang in the orange, a strange sight to behold.
มันเปลี่ยนโค้ดด้วยนี่หว่าใช่ไหม
joining this roster as well.
อิงไงโค้ดอิงไง
And yet we sit 12
โค้ดอิง
to
บอกว่า
10,
อยู่
a tight
KC ไม่รุ่ง
scoreline against a recently
ไกลปูแล้วกัน
fragmented GX, losing their IGL, having that step up, having a stand-in. It's
แต่
still
มันย้ายไม่
within
ได้คือ
reach.
ทรัพยากรมัน
What is
เหลือ
weird,
เฟือเลยนะ
him moving out of the Gambit jersey to the KC jersey, or him moving out of the KC jersey to the Fnatic
ไม่
one?
ดีโค้ดอิงมาอยู่ฟูลเซน
I think seeing him in the Fnatic one.
ทำงานคู่กับฟอ
It
ร์
was very strange seeing him in KC.
Yeah,
it was unusual.
มัน
But
น่า
I
จะ
feel
ต้อง
like
เป็
the
นเฮด
color
โค้ด
scheme
อะ
kind of suited. This one just looks weird. It's I'm used to seeing him opposite. Nice one, Captain Cal.
ไปเจอมันลั่นแล้ววะ
The Melkor earlier. Love to see it. 12 to 10.
Is that from Star Wars?
แต้มจัดอันดับมันรวมกับ EWC อ่ะ
I'm having a good day, so I'm going to let that one slide.
มัน
Two
ชอบแบบ
rounds
สะบักสะ
ไม่
บอ
รวม
ก
นี่
fight
มัน
for
สตาร์
here.
ทไม่ค่อย
GX
ดีเพ
needing
ราะว่า
both of them to push
เนี่ย
us up to overtime.
อ๋อมันเปลี่ยนชื่อเฉย
ชอบแบบต้องวอร์มก่อน
Look, I like it towards the A side. Again, though, you're missing a lot of information to start this out, and a slow pace from Fnatic, watching for aggression. That's a normal way. When you run out of that early utility and you're sat back like this, positioned in these tiny corners, waiting to spring traps. Again, this Cypher setup across the map, you're looking to pounce on both of those. I like it, but it does mean that if Fnatic decide to group up and hit, it's a gamble whether you've got the players in the right places. But hey, this is the time for a gamble as well, and so far we've seen GX comfortable taking risks.
ไม่รวมแค่ชื่อมันไม่ได้เปลี่ยนไหมอ่ะ
Slower style of play for Fnatic. The aggressive pushes towards A have been working out. Now they look to head in towards B. West side force off the angle, but maybe they're just looking to try and bait the idea that they're not going in this direction. Short control still very much within their grounds.
30 seconds left.
But with 30 seconds left, this is always where I get a little bit worried with Fnatic on the server. Where are they going from here? And they've already just
หัว
lost
ยัง
the
หอม
player.
ยาสระผมอยู่แหละ
Trying to head towards
แต่
the
ผม
B
แม่งมัน
side.
แล้วอะ
Yeah,
พี่วันเดียวเองเลย บ้าจัด
Jesse, that's huge. With 12 seconds left, they've still got the spike. The cross to the A side still on it. No one there to defend it anymore. They had fled the site to push on up. And so it's undeniable. It's free as the flank goes down. Jesse, though, as you said, ultimate primed and ready. A defender there in the form of Flickless. And they will wait as the rest of the
ปิด
squad
เกมเลยหรือเปล่า
groups up.
รอเพื่อนมาเข้าพร้อม
It's
กัน
going to take a while. West side and Net have to travel through some dangerous territory.
จักรต้องเล่นแบบ
But finally, they'll make it to the fields of battle, and Jesse triggers the ultimate. In he goes with the run it back. He'll find nothing to start, but West side takes advantage of the chaos. Strikes from behind, might do the same as Boasters. Looking the other way. Crashies alone down below, but West side's there to join him. 11 for GX. And only one player lost as well. A solid round. Again, these ideas in the late round. This is a team that is not afraid to take risks. And I think maybe Fnatic aren't used to playing against a team like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. They literally pushed all the way around. They were half a second away from winning that round way earlier.
พอพี่เอ๋ยจีจีผมก็จะโอเคแล้ว
Crashes with the spike. Instead, though, they then slow everything down. And that's the thing. Like, if they had gone, okay, they're trying to plant, let's throw the runner back in with Jesse, and he ran in and just tried to deny plant, I would not have been mad. But instead, they went, we're 4v3.
ทำไมคัด
We're
จักร
going to
มัน
wait.
ข่าวโบ้
We're
เล
going
ยวะ
to play it as a team. We're going to use our util together. That's great play.
That's excellent. Again, for this team, GX, I expect there to be so many gaps, but so far they've been filling them in with good gameplay. Stuns gone out, and it looks like they'll commit. Kayak already through to the site. Shut down by West side. Jesse, Ara, all showing up. And the Hunter's Fury, angry as he may be, it will do nothing to help close the gap. They need picks to go their way. A res attempt as they bring Cloud back, using him as bait, but the paranoia is perfect. Denies them any further ground. Good work by Alpha. A 2v3.
ก็เห็นต่อ
Not one to turn your nose at just yet. This is still dangerous for GX.
เจอจัดให้ครับ
Alpha still being on the table can be enough. And a lot of rounds he's had his hero moments, the 3K walking in instead. They're going to put pressure onto Crashies. What will he expect? Two players to be sat around this angle. This is so nasty. I said they're not just saying, look at him. He's lining up darts. Of course he didn't expect anybody to be there. And well, blink a couple of times. Maybe close your eyes for a second. Breathe in if you're a Fnatic fan.
เอาเรื่องนะพี่เอ๋ย
โอ้ลืมปิดเสียงเมื่อกี้
มันปะ
เพลินจัด แต่ก็ซัดไปเต็มกราฟแล้ว
standing in. And the Liquid got absolutely dumpstered. It was 13 to 6, 13 to 2. I'll be honest, that's what I was expecting. And maybe that's me underselling like the difference between a coach and a stand-in, but that has some positives and negatives. Like the guy, your coach is going to know all your strategies, but hey, it makes me very excited for what GX will be able to do with their full roster, or maybe even just how long's Jesse staying for? Because he's been great.
Maybe he can stick around, man. I'm loving it. The identity of GX so far. Been very enjoyable to watch this squad play. As we said, the ideas and the risks taken. But it's not every round. It's not. They're not playing stupid and it's working. They're choosing and picking their moments perfectly. Now they've earned themselves an overtime and a chance to push Fnatic to map 2, map down. For the defense, well, they're no longer sitting back the way they did before. Instead, the trap's set on short and in mid. It looks like they're ready to pounce on the back of any aggression towards A main, fight back that other leg of the push. And for GX, they're stepping right into that trap. This is where Kayak should step up in a big way.
มาครับมุมหันษา
Ready. Oh, but the bait may be going the other way. Leaves him isolated. Net's able to trade. Cloud under some serious pressure, but Crashies has made sure that he's not going to get pincered for the remaining 2. It's a very tough task walking out of that smoke. Just bear in mind how low Cloud is. That's the one real danger in this moment.
เฮ้ยไม่ทะลุ
Trying to
น้อง
find something with his
เดี๋ยว
back. He's down to 1 health. And Jesse's managed to find crashes as well. It starts to get a little dangerous other for Althea. Althea's position should make this round
โอ้สโมกตัวนี้มันปั่น
impossible
ป่ว
for
น
the
จัด
attackers. Boast is still in the sight. There
เชื่อ
is
พี่โบ
the strike.
สโมกมันปั่นป่วนใช่ไหม
Crazy clutch in him.
เออ
That will be the lead brought back by Fnatic.
ไม่ว่าจะเกิดอะไรขึ้นนะเวลา
Yeah,
โฮ
it's
ไซด์คน
already
เดียวอ่ะ
a bridge
Oh,
too
some
far
more
for
means
GX
that
to have
turn
made it to overtime.
ใช้ไม่ได้
But
ใน
the
แรง
road
กัน
to
ดิ
recovery
ในแรงมัน
now
ทะลุ
has
ทะลวง
just
กันหมด
one
อะ
more step. Fnatic winning this round.
ก็ดีเดี๋ยวถ้า
People
สมม
won't
ติเรา
forget what
สร้างตัว
happened
ดี
here
ๆเจอฮา
today.
รุเราก็ได้เปรียบ
เออ
will
ใช่
certainly remember
ต้องคม
his first map in the partnership era where he is not playing under the GX banner. This one might stick with him.
เอาฟาด
His
ก่อนไป
nails
22
might
แบบนี้
shorten a bit after, but a win
มา
is
เจ
a
อตื่น
win. And one round away from having that under their belt are Fnatic.
Well, if I've learned anything from this game so far is that just because GX are down, definitely does not mean they are out. Already a lot of steps being made towards this B side of the map. The more direct takes were what seemed to work for Fnatic. Arrow, though, perfectly placed. And that's your smoke's gone. They now have to go off this. You can't be selling any ruses. I think the drone got hit by the dart. So the dart was floating around, which definitely didn't help them out too much. But now things grind to a halt.
This is awful for Fnatic. With no smokes, no fast lane, you stop
ไปกัน
outside
ต่อครั
of
บ
main. You're just waiting for the death sentence to be carried out. GX just sit on their angles, knowing when you push, you step into their sightlines. And Ara is gifted a 4K there. His first solid to cut off the smokes. But honestly, I expect so much more from Fnatic in a moment where they see that blip. You even said it, Tom. They have to go. They've lost their smokes. It's time to go. And instead, they sat there and waited for
What do you mean,
something to go their way.
You even.
What's your peak RR last 6 seasons, Tom?
You know, at least 55.
We won't say in what rank, but 55. Yeah, we made it there. We outside. Oh.
13 to 13. They're still going. GX, a very clean defensive side round at Ara's operator. It's a big part of it. The Odin, now on both sides. The more poster, they're going to know exactly where he is. In fact, they are diving straight into his face.
Oh.
Cloud at least able to trade onto Ara.
จะบินมาเล
That's
ย
a
วะ
big piece of the puzzle down for
โดนเท
GX.
ที
But
ที
again,
รู้
the
ทันรู้ทั
smoker
นหนึ่งนาที
of
ได้
Fnatic is
เรื่องเก่า
gone in the early stages of the round.
I think that's a trade. GX looked dead in the face and said, sure, we'll take that. You lose your smokes, and we still have Jesse to get us into his sight.
Hello,
He's
my
still got
baby
his
boy.
flash, and if he's the one to find the trade, or even the orb afterwards,
fighting
but
it,
certainly the
fat
trade
lane.
and the orb, then we are very close to having a very high impact ultimate. So I think that's well
But
worth it for
GX
GX, not just to get
White
control and the orb, but to remove Boaster, remove that paranoia, force its use early.
ไม่ใช่นี่ห
Most
ว่า
importantly, remove
Hold
those
on, fam.
smokes. Now, slowing down this attack side will be much more difficult. In fact, I'm not sure if they've taken the orb already, but they're
Okay, and-
bypassing it. Jesse's still 2 away as they push towards the site.
โอ้โห
Spam is
วันเว
away.
หลอม
ง่ายไปง่ายไป
มึงจะทะลุชิวๆเลยขนาดนั้น
Two, and now GX
ทำไมมันชิวขนาด
Royals
นั้นนะ
behind, needing a hero play, but the villain of their round is still alive and kicking.
ทะลุแบบชิวๆอะครับ
14, another chance to
เวลาก็
forget
เหลือ
this mess.
เหลือไม่ได้น้อยขนาดนั้นวะ
Althea
Yeah,
still
but
going
it's
strong.
like-
Althea's B site has been strong throughout the majority of this game
ทะลุ
so
กันแบบ
far.
ชิว
I still remember one of the early rounds where it was him alone on B, everyone else on A, and they lost the A site. He's been having a decent game. And to be fair, there's no major slacker over on the Fnatic side, but now they look to take a
อะไร
pause,
วะ
an opportunity to
ไป
close
อยู่
this
ตุร
one
กี
out.
ทีมไหนแล้วครับแบบ
Chat with Eng and
ๆไม่รู้
Desmo
ไง
about what
ใน
idea
ชุด
they
นี้ก็ยัง
have to try and get one of these attack rounds over the line.
It was hilarious, the toast we had earlier. The corruption of the elves. It was about Cloud
Oh,
and
the
how...
Star Wars one.
Tom.
Yeah?
It's about Cloud and how he hadn't played KO since 2022 LCQ. And I just find it funny in this game that Flickless on his 3rd ever play of Omens looking across the stage and saying, he gets to play
Yeah.
KO, come on! It's got to feel bad for him. And I do think he's looked a little better in this, well, a lot better in the second half. It was a tough first, but yeah, all in all, this is not the Flickless that we know. And of course, as I said, in this scenario where you have a Venn diagram of agents played for players and there's too much overlap, somebody has to be the one to try something new, to move out of their comfort zone. And I guess there is no real easy person to choose in this from what we've seen, but Flickless has always been a highlight for me on the KO, so it certainly makes my heart heavy.
It might just be the position that Net prefers to call from.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's even
Very
just this
common.
map. You never know. They might swap things up as they go.
โพสต์มาละ
Very common for IGLs to want to be initiators as well, especially in the newer team.
ตั้งแต่ดูคัมแบ็กมา
Early damage, early fight.
มาเล่น
All
ดี
in
แค่
on the
แม
B
ตช์เดียว
side.
ฮาเว่นอะแมตช์เดียวเลย
For Fnatic, as said, the more direct plays is what worked for them. An easy kill though. The reveal from the trip is perfect. Boast has done well. Crash is the same. The push through, the paranoia in towards the smoke. But two players are there. Flickless just spamming. The trade still gives an opportunity. West side normally so good with a singular bullet, but this time he misses and has to be careful. Just about sticks to life. Should be
เกิน
down
โอ้โหแคช
eventually.
ชี่
It's
โอ้
left
ดี
all
ดี
to the standing. Jesse has made his mark already throughout this map as a man who's not on either of these rosters, but he has a chance to keep this overtime going. The Molotov should make it very awkward for Boaster. In fact, he's burning all the way down, almost cleared with that alone. But he doesn't know where Crashies is. Not yet at least. Looking to try and find that final man, maybe break through in this moment, but timing will be everything. And eventually Fnatic will get the job.
เคยชนะเขาง่ายๆหมดเลยติก ไม่ว่าจะทีมไหน
นี่แบบหน้าง่ายแล้ว
ๆ แม่งสะบักสะบอมทุกรอบ
แบบหน้าน่าจะชิวแล้วเพราะว่าได้วอร์มแหละไอ้เยอะกับไอ้จักรอะ
ได้พอ
สองคนนี้ถ้าได้วอร์มนี่เรียบร้อยเข้าแก๊ปเมฆโหดครับพี่ดูพี่เมฆมาตั้งแต่ยุคแรกๆแล้วของดีตัวนี้
นาอิงมามันเป็นเคซีชุดมันเท่ดิ สีมันก็เท่อยู่แล้ว
นี่เราไปแคชชี่ล่างเอนี่โอ้โหใส่ยับเลยนะ อันนี้ถือว่าสัมภาษณ์แบบให้เกียรติ
โห สมัยอยู่ในอย่างดึงเลยแคชชี่อะคือถ้าแม่งยกตีนขึ้นมากระดิกตอนแข่งได้มันคงทำไปแล้ว
โหมันถ้ามันพลาดขาบนโต๊ะได้อ่ะ
อะ
ทำไปแล้ว
ไม่ทำอ่ะ
ตัวนี้
โอ้โห
พลาดขา
มากับ
สุดท้ายอ่ะแล้วเอ
มา
มือไป
มา
จั
กับ
ค
วิกเตอร์
ข้างขวา
คู่ซีใช่ยาหมดอะ
เตอร์ไปไหนแล้วตอนนี้คนบ้าอะไรเล่นเกมตั้งชื่อฟูด
ทำให้หน่อยเดี๋ยวแลกกับเศษพาเนียมของใช่ไหมไม่ทำอะไรเศษพาเนียม
พวกน้องทีมโหดจริงครับตอนนี้ยังน็อต
แต่ฟูเซนโหดกว่าพวกเนี้ยคอยดูเลย
ก็ไม่แน่เพราะว่าคนกลับจาก EWC ตอนนี้หลายทีมก็เป๋อยู่
PG 20
มาตั้งแต่อยู่พักหนึ่ง
อะไรอ่ะ
ก็เดี๋ยวนี้มันเริ่ม4 ทุ่มแล้วแต่ดีแล้วเริ่ม4 ทุ่มอ่ะ
ฮะ
ตากำลังสวย
ม้าดำตัวไหน
เริ่ม3 ทุ่มได้จะดีมาก
ม้าดำไม่ได้อยู่เนี่ยไม่ได้เอาไป ม้าไหน อ๋อกำลังผสมอยู่เลย เอาแบบติดบัฟบอสเลย อ่ะตัวดำดิไปถึงอะไรออสเตรเลียนเหรอเอาไปดิเดี๋ยวเอาไปคืนให้แป๊บนึงนะเฮ้ยลองเปิดเสียงตอนนี้ดิเพลงกำลังแบบมูดดีเลยนะ ไม่รู้อะใส่ไปให้มันไม่ป่วย
มีเสียงพูดนี่บอกเลยว่าไปไวมาก
มีเสียงร้องไง
ไปอ่ะแบบเร็วเลยอ่ะ
อะไรนะ อะไรฮะมีอยู่ไม่ใช่เหรอ แล้ว ไม่มีแล้วเขาอะไม่ได้ผสมเพิ่มเลย ตัวไหนจำไม่ได้ว่าหนูแป๊บนึงนะ
2-0 แน่นอนนางเปา ได้ครับมิวฝากด้วยนะ
นี่ไงพาราดิสดิวส์เลยของใครคอยฟิกเลย
เร็วก็ไปได้ แชมเบอร์อัลไฟเยอร์ครับของโคตรเหนียวของโคตรเหนียวมายิงอย่างเดียวอัลไฟเยอร์คาวเกมนี้ไม่ต้องจ่าย
early to allow the chamber to and then hold. Nice idea from Fnatic. Giant X a bit more bread and butter breach, but Giant X used to be extremely good on this map with that breach.
It's nice to hear you being positive about breach.
They used to be good with it. I don't like it, but it worked for them.
ตอนอยู่
So
KC
It can still
แบบ
work.
โอ้โห
If
เล่น
you
ยา
were
กจัด
playing one of these compositions, which team would you want to be playing for right now, Petra?
Fnatic, I just really like Sage Chamber. we played the same comp before in
อาจจะแบบ
G2 goes in
มี
and
การ
it
ดิ
was,
ส
it
คัท
was
กับโบ
fun
สมาแล้ว
to play.
But when Fnatic switched that attack side, they were always defaulting middle. And today I need to see them stop defaulting middle and just sitting there for 60 seconds. That was why they kept losing Sunset in the past, and they need to change that if they want to win against Giant X.
Well, let's see if they can win with a sweet 2-0 because Mitchman and Tom are ready to take this one.
Yes, we are, Frankie. We're ready to take this match all the way to map 3. That's right. I'm a GX believer after what we just saw on map number 1. Why can't they do it on Sunset? I mean, he even said, starting out this series, that he's a little worried. Sunset back in the day, when we saw well, so things need to change. Fnatic, things are different to players, but after that ascent, I am not too confident.
Yeah, that's fair. You did always seem like a Giants Xer. I agree. You are one of those people. And I genuinely do think that if they continue to call and play in the way that they have, I'm excited to see what they'll do. I'm still curious if they can have the same sort of setup power with Flickless now over onto the breach. But I think like role-wise, okay, maybe not so much the net on Sova, but I guess they're filling in where Cloud left off. Aggressive though from Fnatic. Already forcing back one. An awkward fight for Jesse, who's gone TPing. Getting back on the Phoenix. You can't TP on a Phoenix.
Exactly. Back to comfort. Shaky start for GX, losing one, but Fnatic want to keep aggressing. This could be a mistake. Net is waiting, but never mind. It is success across the board for FNC. 2 men left on the other side, down to 1, and Alpha looks to close it out himself. It won't quite be the flawless round, much to the disappointment of Endzone, but I don't think Fnatic fans are going to be upset. Westside needs a 1v4. He has got his signature weapon, the Sheriff, to do it, but this would be a hell of a clutch. A clip to be remembered.
Yeah, likelihood seems pretty slim.
ยังดื้ออยู่
Fnatic just looking to play this one nice and safe, not over risking too much. Does have an opportunity. Okay, that's a nice shot. And may be able to hightail his way towards that B site, which has an opening for the plant. Trying not to give too much away with the steps, but when you have deep control of crashes,
คิดว่าพอวางสไปซ์
the slower he goes, the more of a problem this becomes. The later on the clock, the more difficult it is. And he's already been spotted by Cloud, but Cloud, I think, realizes that unless he takes him down immediately, that's a little bit dangerous. Sticking this, I don't think he'll have enough time anymore. And it would just have to be the kills, and yeah, he doesn't actually have any bullets left, so even reloading would be a death sentence. A little bit of additional damage, a couple of orbs towards that wonderful neural theft, but other than that, it's a relatively comfortable pistol for Fnatic.
It's just an opportunity for Westside to remind us how his Sheriff works, and why we want to see him on the Sentinel.
And how his headshot percentage works.
Well, exactly. It is a above average, to say the least. I remember a point where I think he was like 20% above the rest of the league towards the end of, I think it was last stage, maybe it was kickoff. And that is not a rare thing for him either. 1-0 start for FNC, and it's a full eco on the other side, barring Westside's investment. Not into a Sheriff. Keeping a couple more credits as he goes for the Bandit. Chances of getting anything done with it down to 0, thanks to Cloud.
Wow, an opportunity to basically just farm up some orbs. Not really much of an expectation in this round other than maybe getting a kill or two with that Bandit.
บอกเยอะรอเลยเหยื่อกำลังไปเหยื่อกำลังไป
เอ้าลืมเปิดไมค์เลยเนี่ยโอ้โหคุยกับใครวะเนี่ย
Well, Cloud has used his sneaky
ตัว
wall
มันกากนะเอา
to
ไป
get
ใช้ก่อน
in a
นะ
position for not 1 but 2 more kills closing out this round. At least going to be a couple of orbs towards the res for Fnatic.
ไหน
Decent kill distribution when it comes to the anti-eco, but that is a boring round, if ever we've seen one, for GX. A low buy. Now turns into a full. I do wonder if Cloud meant to put that wall down. I assume he did. With a gap on the right side, funneling them down towards just one angle as they make it out, slowing the reinforcements, but also giving him an angle to push up on, and I don't think they were aware.
โอ้ทำไม
But
ตั
that
ว
wall
วิน
wasn't
นี้
fully
ติดตัว
covering
มัน
it.
นุ่มนิ่มเลยวะ
2-0. Decent buy for
Oh, that's
Fnatic.
not
They can afford to take a lot of risky fights, but at least the first one is dealt with.
Yeah, this is a round where you really want to see GX get going. They managed it on the last map and had a pretty decent comeback into the game. Obviously, I think if they were able to convert that sort of second round victory they had and not lose some of the thrifties we saw, the last map easily could have been theirs, which wasn't something I expected coming into today. Starting out on this attack side. And having more of a
ทำไมมัน
setup
ถึงเลือกที่จะ
heavy
ซื้อเอา
look
ลอ
to
ม
them.
วะ
Like
เมื่
the
อมัน
last they
เกาะ
were able to
เกาะ
do
มัน
these more
แน่นๆทุกคนเลย
contact burst plays with the flashes of Phoenix. Now you kind of need to have Flickless ready and raring to go to kind of set you up behind. For now though, it's more of a slow pace and they haven't really spotted out too many of those defenders who are just sitting passive.
โอ้ไม่ได้เล่น
Cloud
นี่
especially
ไง
gets that backstab that only finds one. Thought a little more could come out of that. Crashies on the spam at least brings us
กูจะเล่น
back
นะเนี่ย
to
ยังมีบาย
even
อยู่ด้วย
footing. And for Fnatic, that is a
โป
big
เตอร์
win
ยังไงดีครับ
to put
เลื
us
อกมุม
back
บาย
to
ดี
neck and neck in terms of manpower. Jesse gonna break.
อุ้ยใครบอกไม่ใช่นีออนธรรมชาติ
was sent his way. The
ได้เล่นจริง
signs for Fnatic pointing towards Westside being in main.
เอ้ย
He
กวน
closes
ตี
the distance, trying to get the jump.
ใคร
Crashes
อะเมื่อกี้
somehow
ไอ้
gets
แค
the
แคชชี่อะ
at third round under the
กวน
back of
ตี
the
น
defensive side, and excellently done. And in fact,
นี่
for all intents and purposes, the retake
จิตใจ
looked
อำม
kind
หิต
of
มาก
easy.
โตสมา
Yeah,
ร์ท
I
ว่ะ
think a lot of that was just a couple of off angles being caught by Crashies as he looks to swing.
รู้
back
เหรอ
in.
ว่าอยู่เมน
I think
น่า
this
จะรู้
one
แหละ
just catching out Flickless, the trade looking good, and then it was just almost the bait that was
ที่
created.
มันตั้งใจมั้ย
ตั้งใจ
Like Kayak
ตั้งใจอยู่เลย
stellar stuff to win the bonus and maybe a little bit more of what we
กวนตีน
expected
เฉ
to
ย
see coming into today. It's only going to be pistols once again for GX.
บุกยัง
Of
ไง
course,
อะ
I feel like the harshness of this is not only do you have a standard, but you have a change in players. How much time have you spent prepping Sunset since that?
Yeah, as much as I want to believe in GX, we're on the map pick of Fnatic. We're somewhere that probably a lot of people didn't expect them to pick this today.
ตอนนี้งาน
I'd be
แข่ง
surprised if
240
GX did,
ครับ
unless they've got some inside
โอ้
info
ไอ้
into
ไอ้
what's
เจิม
being
สงสัย
scrimmed
ทาง
on
ซ้าย
the
มัน
other
เรียก
side.
จักรมาเช็คเลยดู
Naughty,
ดิ
naughty.
And then you come into this position where Fnatic get a wake-up call in the previous map.
ไปเลยครับ
โอ้โห
ไม่อยากเอาปืน
They're
ไป
not
เสี่ย
going
ง
to come in here
ผม
underestimating you after nearly losing a scent a
May hiu.
number of times.
I also just like this composition though for them. It allows Alfia to be that same sort of aggressive player he likes to be, but having a get out of jail free card. And then you have Cloud basically being the sort of smart player, just slowing them down with the Sage. It creates
พี่โบ๊ท
such
คม
an awkward
แล้วพี่โบ๊ทใช้แฟนทอมพี่แนท
opponents have to break into it.
โอ้แสดงว่าการเป็นเพื่อน
Have
กัน
that sort of set up heavy play
หลังจาก
style.
โดนพี่แนท
Okay,
ไซ
we
โค
wanna
มา
execute. You can't execute because look at where Alfia is. This versus an eco. He's pushing all the way down that A laneway, and then the other one is completely blocked off.
30 seconds left.
Makes it very hard to play against.
And this kind of goes back to the conversation. I'm going to disrespect Ara and assume he's getting nothing here. Goes back to the conversation we had at the start of this game about Fnatic playing a boring comp when it came to Ascent. It means you can't surprise them in quite the same way. Now we're going to give them some respect. The flank from West Side looks fantastic, but oh, West Side! 8 seconds, no time. There is no way for him to win this round. As tragic as that
ยี่มัน
is.
สู้เลยเหรอวะ
You could see the opportunities that Ara have just waited that
นี่มัน
little
เอา
bit
จังอะ
longer. Instead, 4-0 we go.
เมื่อกี้เหลือไม่ถึง4 วิได้ปะ
เหลือ
ไม่ตอนวิ่งเข้าไซด์น่าจะวางไม่ทันปะ
6 ไม่ทัน
I've just read the sort of the in-game toast about headshot percentage.
Spike down A.
Yeah, actually, that was what I was thinking of with Stage 2. The people at home will see it now. Stage 2 last year, it was the 52% where he was above by quite a margin by the time we closed it out.
Most people who have that good headshot percentage are bad.
Yes.
Like that's normally what it is.
Don't kill
you
people.
don't kill people, and then when you accidentally hit
Hey,
someone in the
but
head, you get really good headshot percentage. Like sometimes when you see a coach stand in, they'll have really good headshot percentage. And that's the only people that's close and well, that's not the start
ผ
you're
มเพิ่ง
looking
รู้ว่า
for.
เจอมันเล่น
They
ส
said
ไนด์
about
ด้วยนะ
Flickless being the
มันเล่น
setup
นานแล้ววะ
guy.
พี่
He's dead
ไอเจอ
first.
นะ
ไอ้เอามาเจอ
he's now
มันก็
got his
เล่น
own-
มานานแล้ว
เล่นนาน
The ults are building up on the other side. And
ตัวนี้นะ
that's
บอก
about.
เลย
It's probably the last
ให้เล่น
person
อะไร
other
ก็ได้
than maybe Jesse that you want falling that quick.
เล่นได้หมด
Well, you know, we've heard a lot of
นึกภาพออกแล้ว
criticism
ที่มันเล่นแชมเบอร์ที่มันยิง
from
เกมกินตอนกลางอา
many
กาศ
about Breach in general. I don't know if because he seemed excited today. He
Yeah,
was,
you know.
turning over a new leaf. I don't know if he's going to have a lot of positives about how Flickless approached this round, but
Oh, no,
Hey,
he's just
Lin,
going
I
to talk
like
about
that.
Alfia with the operator. That's going to be his
Come
whole
up.
death segment, I reckon.
คือ
Alpha
เสีย
kind of good.
เสียแมปอยู่นะตอนนี้
About 40 seconds left. There's some interesting
เริ่มมาที่ราว
positioning
5
at least. West side with an opportunity. If he can drop a player, he leaves an opening.
น่าจะไม่ได้
Problem
เริ่ม
is, you
ส่
can
งเล
hear
ย
the steps being run through. It's the timing that's
อุ้ย
everything. And
ราคา
actually,
ยิง
Cloud
เพื่อน
is
เก่า
so ready for a player
แบบ
to be
ค
there.
ม
Probably because of the pistol push in the
คมจี๋
prior round. It did some damage versus around
ทำไมมันดู
the
impact
middle,
จัง
but
วะ
it
พี่
also
ข่าว
puts that doubt in the back of your mind. You go,
เก่ง
okay, we now
คือ
need to
ตอ
be
นที่มัน
checking
อยู่
that spot
ที
every
เอ็กซ์
single round.
มันทั้งสั่งทั้งยิงทั้งแบกอ่ะพี่ยังงงเลยบอกโหยติกไม่ได้มา
yeah,
คื
what
อ
we
แบ
were
บ
saying about the whole like
ปล่อย
surprising
มาได้
them
ยังไงก่อน
on Ascent
เจ๊
and
อะ
how it wasn't really possible. I
10
think this is where
seconds
GX get a much different test.
หายาก
Starting
มาก
on
นะ
the
ทั้ง
attack
ยิง
side
ทั้ง
should
แบ
be
ก
the easier of those two.
ทั้งสั่ง
I think the next half is going to be more difficult for this squad, considering how they played on Ascent. But again, you're up against Cookie Cutter Comp on a map that is very difficult to reinvent the wheel. Now you come into a map that has a lot more open space to explore, a lot more options.
คาร์ลอไปสู้กับเซฟิลอส
And a composition from Fnatic that's going to
เรา
allow
จะได้
them
เห็
to
น
make
ข่าว
a lot of
เซฟิ
mistakes,
ลอส
make a lot
จีน
of risky plays, and even if that doesn't go their way, they can
แก๊ง
recover.
ไฟนอลแฟนตาซี
Whether it's the TP from Alpha, quick move from Kayak, or a res from Cloud,
แต่พี่โบ๊ท
they have
top fact
so
นะตอน
many
เนี้ย
options. So for GX, I
พี่โบ๊ท
need
รีบ
them
ทำ
to
ผลงาน
step
นะ
up now, or else
With-
this game to me just runs away.
It's also just because of the constant rotation of where Alfia is going to be, where Kayak's going to be, and where Cloud is
ค
going
วาม
to
มี
be.
สิทธิ์แทนโบสระยะ
You
ยา
can
วสูง
understand why
คือตอนเนี้ยจุด
Flickless
เนี้ยถ้า
wasn't
ถ้าโบ
ready
ส
for
อี
someone
ทาย
to
เมื่อไหร่
peek
ก็
there
เอ
because
เวอ
the
ร์ติกก็มี
last
คน
2
สั่ง
or
เลย
3
ต่อ
rounds
เล
it
ย
was a Sage war and slows. So you go, okay, there's just Sage war and slows. Let's walk up, take the space, take the orb, and go back. And instead you're shot with an operator.
Adapting to those like 2021 comps, but with a Neon's much easier for GX.
Good start.
Now they're starting to have something go their way. 2 kills already under their belt. No res anymore with Cloud down and out, and a big performance needed by Boaster to make this doable. It's Alpha alone, operator in hand, and 3 players to take down. A chance if he was to catch Net on the cross. But as we can see, he's missed the boat.
Yeah, he'll have ult next round, so the operator doesn't really matter that much. Also has credits to play with, so he's going to try and make this one costly.
โอ้เน็ตมันรอกดอันติเอา
The
ช่วย
ult
หรอ
from net should make this
Mira,
one
good
impossible,
path.
especially
Okay.
versus a singular player. And instead, Alfia is just looking to try and run at them, try and bait them into a fight, maybe even just bait out the ultimate if needed. Instead, it's this post plant utility spam out from Flickless, and you can see Ara has no intention of peeking. They are just buying that
เกม
additional
เริ่มที่
time.
ราว6
Nice post plant from GX, a first round onto the board. I think it needs to be a whole lot more if you're going to convince us that there's that same flair from the last map.
Yeah, without a doubt. Like, this is a very fast push towards market where they find 3 kills off the back of it, including Cloud crossing over on mid. It's about as good of a start as you can get, but that's direct aggression working out. I'm not certain that's going to be repeatable every time. And Fnatic now come in with another surprise round of their own. Slow orbs, paranoia, and a kayak sent straight through. This could be a dangerous one. TP and a wall, it's beautiful. What an
เดี๋ยวเราไม่
idea.
มีโบสขึ้นไป
Caught the cover.
รั่วเลยครับ
Up from down below.
ซื้อว่ะ UI
And look, take a leaf out of GX's book in the last game. Play a little bit aggressive early
Waste the
on.
jing wall,
Have
innit?
some
แต่
different
พี่โบสไม่สโมก
ideas.
ปิดตรงนี้วะ
But this one has
Pick
not
now.
worked out.
Yeah, there are some things that you will see Jing do that don't always work for everybody else, and that might be one of them.
โดนมาครับต้อง
It
ใช้
was a
คืน
nice
ครับ
attempt, but they seemed more ready for it. I'm not going to lie, that's one of the clips I've seen replayed more times than anything else. So I think the second you see players pushing
เอ้
that
มันติดของนั่ง
aggressively,
ดูไปที่
you
ติด
do
อยู่
start
ไม่
to
ได้ตอน
worry
เก
a
ม
bit. The aggression punished. Now,
โดนมา
Cloud
กับ
still
ตัวไง
has-
โดน
the
ไปเป็น
problem
เล็ก
is when
ทำใส่
you
ไง
do something
เอา
this
คืน
aggressive, the players are very difficult to res.
Well, the thing is, this was a direct counter to GX taking that fast mid-to-market approach. The assumption from Fnatic that they're going to see that again. So you get up on that wall, and you catch them as they run into middle. It's a great idea. GX turned around. The second that there was noise in main, they said, okay, let's fight this together. And because of that, they've found themselves in an unlosable position, is what I would have said if I was stupid. Now, they're in a 3 versus 2 on Fnatic with a chance to run into main and pop a res, bringing them to double the manpower of their opponents.
กำลังงง
And
ไม่ซื้อ
that's
ก่อน
exactly how this should have went. Nobody
ใช่
ever doubted
อ๋อ
it for
ฟิ
a
กเอ้
second.
ไม่ใช่
กลับมาเป็น4-2รีเทคสบายๆฮะ
We've always talked about Alfia as a fantastic player, but an operator was not something I ever really felt like he needed to add to his repertoire, but it's looking damn good now that he has. Maybe something a bit more consistently seen, but for now at least, Flickless in a decent position. Now Nightfall's not going to catch. In fact, onto anyone. They don't have additional information, but Alfia doesn't seem to have any problems. Is left onto west side. They know exactly where he is from this point onwards. And from what was a very quick double opener for the side of GX, ends with Fnatic having 4 players alive.
No, it's timeout time. It is time for timeout. Someone hit the timeout button on GX.
Don't worry, I'm sure Pipson has been boxing it.
Even just to have like a group cuddle. This was an attempt from Fnatic to catch them off guard that resulted in them losing 2 players off red. The res being unusable. And Alpha just grabbed 2 for free as they ran out. Cloud with another. They take main. I mean, GX have got to be devastated. I want a timeout here for no other reason than a group cuddle. But it looks like they're feeling emotionally strong. A lot stronger than I am, that's for sure.
What you do in your spare time, what you think about in your imagination, that's down to you.
I do it at work. Stars
you leave those guys alone. And well, great reveal. Push in, crashes, just shutting them down on entry into the A side. They try and switch up where they're going, and instead, they've just met Crashies. They should. Nope, he's gonna survive. Okay, Jesse managed to walk up mid, and Flickless has just wiped out Alfia. These rounds have stopped making sense. The last one should have gone the way of Fnatic, and this one, should have gone the way of GX, and this one should have gone the way of Fnatic. I guess balance has been restored. You happy now? No more cuddles needed?
No, I'm not sure I'm happy, but look, it's worked out, hasn't it?
Yeah, you know.
What am I witnessing is a question I'm forced to ask myself consistently throughout this round. The fact that we have a flank come up from Jesse here, he is able to backstab the entirety of the squad.
Come on, bro, let's go. What are we doing? Guys, what are we doing? I don't know.
That's a great question to ask, Ira. I would ask the same question. Just 1 round ago, I would have asked you the same question. But now valid to ask that of Fnatic. 6-2 in the most unusual manner we've ended up here. But for Fnatic, they still able They still are able to get a full buy up here. Still able to get that operator into the hands of Alfier as well. So there is no relaxation allowed on the side of GX. A mid split, the A site late being hit seems to be the idea. But look how passive Fnatic are. They're waiting on the cross with Cloud. And then they had, and now will have again. Crashy's holding that top mid position. Kayak was ready to strike with him. They've given up on that heavier stack towards top mid just as GX walk towards this position.
Oh, timing's not great. The Prowler did give the information Crashy's wanted, but a little bit closer than he might have expected. Ara waiting and just falling back off this. You do see that aggressive push into mid, and now you can see that Fnatic have had to put Boaster almost all the way back into towards the spawn, watching, see if anybody is going to move that way. The smoke timing, though, is ideal, and so is the slow. 25 seconds left. They need to move into this site, and the slows are just holding them back. They've allowed Alpha into this corner, where he's going to be incredibly dangerous.
He doesn't even have to strike until two bodies are on the floor. The round wrapped up in an 8-bow. Cloud's third secured, and Net with 6 seconds and no spike. It's fair to say the odds are against him. A round for Fnatic yet again. And GX, as much as they've had two solid ones on the board, they are running out of time, running out of runway. Again, if this is all that they can get out of this half, it will be a quick close to this map. I really do think that their biggest challenge is yet to come.
Yeah, they've struggled versus, again, these slows from Sage. That's why the agent has become so popular. It just feels like more of a wall than the wall. Like, you can't just go running out into that crossfire. And someone that is going to have...
มีพอยต์โอ้โหก็ยังได้อยู่นะต้องไม่ให้แบบมาวีลิควิดเจนเทเมตแซงขึ้นมาแบบเข้าชิงอ่ะต้องให้4ทีมบนเนี่ยเข้าชิง
ไปแชมป์เหรอ
เลยติดกันทำผลงานลบลึก
And Boaster with a Cloud under his belt who is unleashed. That is something that I honestly thought for these guys to push double digits would be decent. And that I only thought because I know that there's so many good individuals on this team. Then we look at Flickless having one of the worst maps we've seen in a long time, playing an agent he's only ever played 2 times before today in the previous when he was on Omen. And for GX to come into that and perform the way that they did. And it wasn't just winning rounds, it was catching Fnatic off guard. Like, they had ideas that their opponents were not ready for, which, given the scenario, is almost unheard of. They can hold their head high after that first map, but where has that flare gone now that they're outside of the map that they chose? In an unfamiliar battleground, and Fnatic seemingly strengthening their position as the rounds go on. West side, they know that he's making his way up. They're waiting for him, but they've TP'd. Boaster's lost his mind, lost his life as well, but not lost all hope as Ara's left down to a sliver of health. And now a 1v1 with a res online for Cloud, though that changes.
Yeah, back like he never left. Alfia with a second lease of life, and that's not what you want to see. Ara definitely has got himself in a bit of an unorthodox position, but I like this from Cloud. He knows what his teammate, his ex-teammate, is about to do. And you know, the man is currently 13-4. A fantastic round individually, and honestly, a fantastic that we're seeing from Cloud. Because we talked about the things that are exciting, like Alfia being able to be aggressive, Kayak the same, who's been relatively quiet so far, but the standout, no doubt, has been Cloud.
Yeah, definitely, and I don't think anybody's going to be...
let's go, baby!
I don't think anyone's going to be massively surprised to see him deliver. Again, we've talked for a while about the IGL role and what it takes away from you as an individual. We've seen it with Cloud, and maybe there were some people out there thinking, well, Cloud's just not the player he once was. Well, yes, he is. There you go. You can see it. Whether it's secondary calling or just whether he's along for the ride. Definitely
ไปแล้ว
taking full advantage
Yeah.
of this newfound position.
He's enjoying the Sage as well, be it boost spots or the slows. It's been causing issues for GX, and maybe in their next game, he'll IGL and Boaster will get to show his fragging capabilities.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'd say so. So they're going to lose their next game if that goes ahead.
Wow.
เพราะเยอะมันโดน
I
ไล่
just
ไกล
respect Boasters and IGL that much.
Okay.
That's the gap. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, the pressure
Saved
onto
it.
Alfie. Net's done well. Looking to try and turn back the tide, but that seems ever more unlikely up until Ara strikes.
ไฮไลท์จัด
Gives them an advantage and even looks to clean up Boaster as well from the depths of defeat. They managed to strike. And Althea, yeah, he just got to try and leave. Maybe kill someone off as he goes, and even just a stun to leave him in. I like it, you know, just an additional assist coming through for Flickless.
Yeah, I don't think he cares all that much about stats, or at least I hope he doesn't today.
ACS, get your ACS up, King.
It's all about combat score.
Hey, his cast is going through the roof right now. Oh wait, he would have survived anyway. So
Yeah, still got that percentage up there, and that very relevant and useful statistic. Whoever came up with
his
cast,
KDA just increased.
whoever decided cast was a statistic we cared about, I hope you never identify yourself to me. 8-3, 1 round left to play with. For GX, there is still hope if they can end this 8-4. I do think the next half will have a lot of challenges, and I'm not sure that they're ready for what might come their way. Fnatic seem to have hit another level when it comes to some Sunset. The gap
วาร์ปกลับได้ด้วย
has widened in their
เกม
favor.
โคตรดี
This last round to lay the
ไม่เช็ค
foundation
ยังไง
for
ก็
the
ไม่เช็คครับ
recovery. Alpha Air is already a
ไป
spanner in the
แล้ว
works. The flank wide
ยังไง
open
ก็
for
ไม่เช็ค
GX, and they have to pace themselves. Well, I would have imagined they'd accelerate into A, but it looks like this late mid hit still on the cards. Not much time to go back. Oh,
Trades
เฮ้ย
back
พี่โบ๊ท
once again.
ทำงั้นทำไมอะ
Flickless onto the board. Definitely having a rough game individually, and it's not getting any better. Crashies hits the timing perfectly. Net is just about going to escape the ult.
เอาโดนเฉย
Never mind.
รั่วเลย
just when he thought he was out.
Just when he thought he was safe.
Revealing area.
Well, the spike is somewhat surrounded. He's got 30 seconds to play with, and Crashies is on a tear. A 9-3 half. That was quite clean.
Yes, this is a very different vibe for Fnatic. After what we saw in that first map, we thought GX might have had a chance, but now it's looking like they need to step it up. Find another gear. That's the challenge for the
โค้ชบอกผมเสียใจมากครับที่เขาย้ายทีมไปแล้วมายิงพวกเรายับขนาดนี้ลงเวทีไปว่าจะไปกล่าวขอบคุณมาก
ยิงเสร็จต้องขอบคุณอีกเหรอโดน
ที่ทำให้พวกเราได้ตระหนักว่าเราควรจะหาผู้เล่นที่ดีกว่านี้มา เอากูไปด้วยได้ไหม
ตุรกีอ่ะ
Have had our quota for that for the day, unless a big comeback is on the cards. GX 9-3 down after the first half. Again, Ascent looked like an opportunity for them to step into this map with one under their belt, but now it's looking like they might fade to black quite quickly.
Yeah, this is kind of the expectation that was here coming into the day, that they're up against Fnatic that should be revitalized, and they're playing with a stand-in. Like, we didn't have high expectations. The first map maybe
โอ้ย
gave us
หนีไปไหน
a little bit
ฮะ
of false hope, but now it looks like we're exactly where we should have been all along. Alfia starting things off, a great half from him. Kayak actually, well, it was a 9-3 half. Obviously, they're going to be happy. He didn't really have to do much. Shut down quite a lot throughout this map, but I don't think anybody's going to mind too much. Nice shot from Net. He's got the brain and the aim, it seems. But do they have a little bit more?
Again, not afraid to take risks. This time, though, going into heavy traffic. That's a big delivery from Westside. I think that was a collateral headshot connected, and although Cloud gets himself back up to 100, he was one bullet away from fading.
Even though Kala or headshot's not going to help his headshot percentage because he got the kill. With the wall bang.
No.
Exactly. His
Two
headshot
headshots,
percentage has
one
gone
body
down.
shot. He's been screwed.
วันเชียบ
อ้าว
เอา
Until we
เดิน
tell
ผิ
him
ดซอย
about his cast. Do you know Mike Tyson
กลาง
actually
หม
loves
ดเลย
cast?
ครับ
No, wait, that's cats. 3
หลอก
versus
เกอร์
3.
เลยครับอย่างนี้แคชชี่
เอาแม่งต้องเข้าทางนู้น
A position that might not be clear from Cloud.
Bye.
Like, it's quite a common
Bye.
spot. Not quite given away
นั่งนิ่งๆอาจจะไม่
by the ponytail.
เฮ้ยยืนหัวเหลืองๆโผล่
Did
นะ
they check it? He didn't panic. He just sat there and waited, and then you got Kayak for contact. This should be an easy cleanup in the end. Only going to be Westside remaining. There's the headshot we know and love. He's leveled out from the last one, but he is out of time. No hope of getting this one over the line, and his ex-IGL playing him like a fiddle. 16-5 for Cloud, 10-3 for Fnatic. The 2-0 looking very likely
จี
indeed.
จีอ่ะ2-0ยิงเละ
At this point,
อ้อมไม่เจ
for
อใครสักคน
GX, you know, it's funny thinking back to that interview from halftime. Pipson said, well, we didn't manage
อันนี้เขาเรียกว่าเละเทะไหม
with Cloud. You could tell they very much still wanted to keep him around. They didn't lose faith.
Oh yeah, but he's good.
ไม่ค่อยคุ้นเลยดูนะติกวันนี้
I did think he was going to say a different word for a second. So he said, yeah, boy, right? That's what he said. He said, yeah, boy. That's what he said.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He's actually going to go for the longest yeah, boy. If they win this map.
I can't wait for the post-match interview. This is gonna slap. Frankie, if you're listening, please just walk up to me. I heard you're gonna hit the longest yeah boy in history. See how he
ต้องมาดูกันว่ารอบนี้
reacts.
เป็นติกใครจะป่วย
He
ไม่
might
เป็น
do
ข่าว
it.
Very fast move.
ถ้านี่ข่าวย้ายไม่ได้ติด
From the
ว่าข่าว
defense.
ป่วยนี่ชัดแล้วนะ
Again, making this round look competitive, and orb even for Flickless. Although with how the rounds have been going, I don't know if that orb is
ต้องแบบทำความสะอาด
going to be
ครั้ง
too
ใหญ่อะ
relevant. Rifle picked up for Kayak.
Beginning
and
เลย
even going to plant towards the back of the site.
วิกินนิ่งไม่พอแม่งต้องล้างเชื้ออีกเอาพวกสารเคมีมาพ่น
Net is
Cheat
about
mod
to
mouse,
walk
keyboard,
into a
tone,
multitude of players.
cut
Now, he does
through.
love Bandit. We like the Bandit. We're a big fan of the Bandit, but as we said, Kayak have been quiet. And the primary word of that sentence is
ผมนี่พี่โบ๊ท
11-3.
พี่โบ๊ทเขาอัปเกรดโบ๊ทเนี่ย
What could have been a labored victory
Yeah,
now
Ben,
just becomes
you
a
want to say when
formality for
2-4.
Fnatic. A comeback like this, an 11-3 comeback, they can't imagine
Oh,
seeing
no.
anything like
No.
that. That's for
มาขนาด
sure.
นี้มันชัด
quick.
ชัด
Get
แล้ว
Mini in the coaching booth.
Get
He'll
him
say,
in there.
guys, just do it.
That's a duo I'd love to see. Mini and
อัล
Pipson.
ฟาโบนอยู่
I'd like
นาน
to see
ไม่
an
เป็นอ๋อ
argument
ไอ้
break
พวก
out.
นี้มีภูมิไง คนอยู่มานานมีภูมิแล้ว คนเพิ่งมาอยู่เป็น
Yeah. I know who's winning.
I know, but I just want to watch the theatrics. I'm not here for the outcome. Miley Cyrus once told me it's about the climb. Not about how fast you get there or what's waiting on the other side, I'll tell you
Pipson
that.
isn't that much taller.
Be surprised, it's all perspective. Fnatic trading out early. Kayak's been dead and buried on that initial push towards top mid. It is now just A main left to deal with. Jesse does well with Alfier down, but they seem undeterred. I mean, it's strange. He's so far ahead while they send Boaster out in the other direction, while they now look to pressure towards A main. The stun from Arrow won't quite catch both, and they've made it around the corner. Baiting out the rotations, sending Boaster now to take space on this side of the map so that they could plant is what I thought, but well, they've went back to fight mid with the spike, and that's given Net a field day. A flurry of frags and Boaster a chance to get himself into the highlight reels.
1v4.
ตัดปะ
The first, definitely going to be the easier of the lot. He's got to be careful. There's still a trip there, but he goes over it.
อัด
And
เลยว่า
there's
ไปเลยตั้งแต่ตีแรก
bonus
ก็จะเป็น
round,
แบบไฮ
at
แล้วถูก
least
ปี
not going to be converted, but the start of an incredibly long journey back through on this defensive side. And of course, the next purchase coming up for Fnatic will be a 4-buy. And it seems like Boaster may even have dropped an operator over to Alfier to allow that to be in for the first purchase.
I'm shitting on these kids, bro.
Well, let's run over to the stats here and take a look.
He's 11-11.
Not bad.
So at least one per round.
Yeah, that's good. Not sure if it's defecation level, but it's certainly a good output. More so the score line I'm drawn to. GX.
You gotta believe. You gotta fake it till you make it. That's what they say.
Ooh,
be the man you want to be. And then maybe one day you could do what he said. I don't know. It doesn't quite with the phrasing he used. It's not quite as nice and positive as I would have wanted it to be.
Yeah, bit of a detractor to the positivity. Well, GX are looking to crunch in mid, and that has worked out. I mean, it could not have worked out better timing-wise. Arrow walked out the second. Alfier looked away, found one for free, and it looks like they're priming up an A-fake. It worked decently well last time. 3 players towards this side. You're going to have Prowlers as well as Neon making noise there, and then the immediate shift back. The trip blocking them off, and Fnatic just leave a couple seconds for those rotates, and then step in for the plant. That was very close to being a pickup as well for Boaster. And what it is for sure is a lot of space, a lot of control, but a man advantage extended in favor of GX.
แปลกจริง
TP potentially being primed back for
พี่โบ๊ทจะชิงแล้ว
main, but instead they look to stand and fight this one together. 3 players all around the same angle, and the damage that's been done isn't quite sufficient just yet. Kayak, though, starting to build into this cloud, has yet to be cleared. Hiding in the corner, but they're slowly being removed from this site. GX comfortable as they find a 5th round. And again, we talked about this on the first half of the last map. Some of those defensive setups where they like to get aggressive and push together. The timing of their mid push was very, very nice, but then also just leaving Arrow behind. That's what I liked about it.
It's the initiative from GX in this game that has definitely stood out to me. For this squad, I expect there to be so many...
What the timing I got on this Alpha Zero? He took out the scope exactly when I pick him.
I mean, that's exactly what we're saying, Arrow. Very true.
What a timing, I agree.
What a timing indeed. And for Fnatic, look, all it is a bump in the road. A couple of rounds here or there. With an 11-5 lead. You have to think eventually they'll find their way back to winning ways, and this probably won't be it. They've got pistols, a bandit, 2 sheriffs, and 2 classics to work with.
Go on. Amoda licking their lips right now.
Oh, yes. It definitely has potential, and it looks like a lot of this attack side for Fnatic so far has been around selling false information, and from what we've seen, GX are buying it in droves.
Enemy mark.
Oh. Drone will be denied space. It at least means that Alfie's got a little bit further than expected, but the hot flash forced him to tuck in and allows one to cross, but there goes Flick. Oh! This is why you want him on this agent. Yeah, the free operator's cool, but the instant one-shot headshot machine is in the
มันเข้าผิดไซ
hands
ส์ว่ะพี่
of Althea.
Still two to deal with there. Jesse and Ara have rotated in. Jesse will be pushed back, but
Nè.
guess who won't? Ara on the site. Ult popped. He will stand his ground,
จบกันที่
giving
ทำมา
nothing up for free. As Fnatic pumped the brakes and moved to the other side of the map. The TP taken by Boaster. He's made it here. He's got the plant, and he's gotten out.
3 นัด
Solid start, but the numbers, even with weapons in the hands of GX, the retake, well, they will bide their time. They will wait to strike. West side on the site,
เอา
waiting
เป็น
for
เรื่องครับอย่างนี้
reinforcements, but one battalion is already down. Now they
ยัง
move
หา
for
เจอไม่
the
เจอ
defuse. Boaster, the one that has to stop them, but he's being held. Jesse on it, ready with the swing. The spam is good, and he's already got himself 3. Cloud has no chance of denying this.
โอ้แต่ตัดเยอะ
Damage
มาก
done, but the round stabilized by GX just in time.
Yeah, just about as well. Incredible work from Jesse to just hold the line. I think you could even see it. I think it was West Side diffusing, right? He just goes, oh, I'm sticking this all the way. You got this, bro.
บ้า
It is terrifying just seeing the headhunter in the
อืม
hands
ถ้ามัน
of
เน้น
Althea.
ๆราวนี้หน่อยน่าจะได้อยู่นะ
Ara also did well to sort of stop them from just taking over the other side of the map. Even still, a little bit shaky for the defense, but credits-wise, still a purchase into this round. 3 in a row. But with ults in hand, the tour de force being one of them, this is nothing but an easy round for the opponents.
นี่ไง
Nice shot from Ara. They'll hold his ground again.
แปลกๆว่ะเฟรติก
Not a man
Back
who likes to
mark on
retreat
evil.
as the smoke goes up.
ปลุกไม่เข้า
Just goes deeper into the angle. Keeping that control is so important for GX. It means no second man is needed to cover off a short. Ara's got it on lockdown. And so they stay heavy towards mid. Right where Boaster was looking to put the pressure. Was peeking around this spot moments ago, and indeed he will
อยู่
step
ดีๆก็ตี
in
ไม่เข้าครับ
into the meat grinder head first. Flickless and Jesse standing by. Jesse's alone as the smoke blocks Flickless. And he doesn't swing in. No trade. Ara now under pressure. Ara deleted, and all of a sudden Fnatic are in the lead.
Flickless is still here, though. He's going to get the reveal,
Ui,
but it
khum
doesn't
chặt.
matter. He just isn't hitting today. In 1v1 fights, he's just not been able to take any of them over the line. And while he mentioned it, that first half coming out from
พี่จักรตื่น
Kayak
เก
was
ม
a
ยิ่ง
rough one.
เกม
I
ยิ่
think
ง
only
ตึงพี่จักร
3 kills.
ยิ่งเดือด
This second half, he's been
เกมยิ่
looking
งตึง
more
ไม่
on
จักยิ่ง
point,
เดือ
but
ด
a swing out
เหมาะกับทีม
bit
มัน
of
ดี
a
นะ
gamble
เดิน
gives
ทำไม
West Side an opportunity. But the other two are sat waiting. Never mind, they swing individually. They leave it down just to Cloud, but Cloud was enough. He has been enough throughout this game. But that was definitely far closer than it ever should have been.
ทั้งยิงทั้งสั่งทั้งแบก
He's gone from wearing the GX banner to burning it. Cloud's having a field day. 20-8 at the moment.
ตอนนี้ถ้าเฟรติกเจอวิทเพื่อสู้ได้ปะ
Huge work done by Crashes and Kayak
ได้นะ
to pull them back
แต่เฟร
into
ติก
this
มันเป็น
fight
ทีม
to
ที่พร้อม
give
จะ
them
สะบักสะบอมหมดทุ
a
กทีมนะ
chance.
พร้อมชนะ
And it's Cloud to
Oh,
bring
man.
it home against his former squad and his
ได้
former
ดูเงื่อนไข
squad
แต่
mate.
อยู่เงื่อนไขหนึ่ง
One round out of 6. That's all
ต้องมี
that's
ตลอด
needed. Fnatic, immediate
สูสี
paranoia has blinded
สูสี
3. No
ต้อง
info.
สูสีต
Making
ลอด
it into the hands of Jesse.
ไม่ว่าทีมนั้นจะง่ายหรือจะ
Kayak's
ยาก
right in his face. Rolling Thunder sent through, but nobody can pounce off the back of it. They needed Jesse to still be
ทีม
alive
มัน
for
ส
that
ไตล์
to
คล้าย
have
นาจี
any
นะ
impact. And
นา
with
จี
him
ก็พอๆกันเลย
falling so
สูสี
quickly,
ตลอด
ใช่ใช่
that's an ultimate
คล้ายๆกันเลย
blown into the wind.
ล่าสุดมันเจอกัน
Not
เมื่อ
the
ไหร่
start they were looking for.
รอบชิงไง
Pipson about to start singing "I Want You Back"
Lo-
for good.
เจอกันอีกรอบ
He
นี้
has
จะ
that
มัน
one in
เลย
his locker,
เอ
trust
อ
me.
รอบชิงแชมเปี้ยนอ่ะ
Along with some of the anime songs that they do for their content. By the way, GX, I love
ส
those.
ไตล์เดียวกันเป๊ะ
Please keep them
แม่ง
coming.
สะบักสะบอม
Especially
ทั้งคู่
Pipson in them. Either way, Fnatic 4 kills away from this series being done. A double up of players being spotted might be enough to deter, but that pushes them into the hands of West Side, who's definitely been the standout so far in this defensive side. They can section off some of the angles.
ถ้ามัน
but
มี
he's
คน
gone
มา
forward.
เทค
He's
เว็
pushing
บ
it
ไซต์ออกจาก
towards
เจแอน
him.
นี่
He looks
จะเหลือ
to
อะไร
take over. And 3 already. I think he killed one behind
มันจะขอ
the
ปล่อย
player
ต้อ
he
ง
was looking at.
ต้องรีบ
Kayak
เดียว
though wants to try and take the mantle of best player of the round, but he's so desperately low. 28 HP Aftershock forces him into an awkward position, and well played again. I was going to say from GX, but let's be honest, it was Westside.
And this is what I'm talking about when I say I love this guy on a Sentinel. Westside is the kind of player that, yes, he can perform on the Duelist, he can perform in any role, but if I was to choose someone to solo hold a site, if I was to choose someone to have 4 players, 5 players run at him full exec and be in the middle of it, it probably would be Alfier. But if I couldn't get Alfier because of budget issues, I'd go straight to Westside. This guy is sensational. And having him fully focused, I think is only going to see that skill ceiling increase in height. Now for Fnatic, 5 rounds. They send a straight blitz towards the top of mid. Kayak on top of the walls being spotted now. Oh, the paranoia doesn't get them anything. Instead, they're put to bed immediately. A couple of kills for Alpha, but he's going to need a lot more. Thankfully, that TP wasn't stuck, or there would have been one more to the tally.
Well, one guy that did have a gun in this round is Alfier. Always a highlight, but not in this round. Ara shuts him out on wall. An overdrive versus a player that's low HP. It couldn't be any easier. I didn't expect to see 8 rounds for GX onto the board, but they have been climbing back in this defensive side. Definitely struggled a lot in that first half. But the further they go, the more worried I get. And I'll be honest, Mitch, we just came back from London. I'm not ready for some more crumble.
God's sake.
I'm style fanatic.
You know, one thing I'm really enjoying about GX is Ara. This is a player that we've had to have the caveat in almost every match for the last year and a half that, like, oh yeah, he's good, but today he might be ass. Like, he goes up and down, game to game, map to map. Sometimes he's a key part of any roster, and other times he's cannon fodder. And I feel like now we're in this era where he's consistent. He has definitely pulled that floor up behind him. 4 more rounds in a row. That was a 4K from Ara to give them a chance to keep them alive. Much more required. Rifles back up for Fnatic, and ultimates to fall back on are certainly shy on the side of GX.
Well, yeah, we were making jokes about an 11-3 comeback. At least, unless many rules were broken. I don't think Mini went into the coaching booth. Although I haven't seen him, so
we can't discount it.
I cannot. That is just rumors. But yeah, they're now 4 rounds away. The problem is, you always know that with the caliber of players on the Fnatic side, somebody could just close this out. The problem, though, is if you're a Fnatic fan, they never make it that easy. 2 entry kills, though, is one hell of a start. And already putting the pressure on to Flickless, who, as we've highlighted maybe a few too many times, has been having a stinker.
Yeah, he really has. Always a consistent player. One man that has,
30 seconds
if anything, picked up his performance in moments where it's needed as Westside. 5 on the other side. This has to be big for the Sentinel. And it's
อาจจะยัง GG แล้ว
Give him enough chances and he will connect. Rounds to the side of GX. That's what they're after, and this man could be the one to deliver them. For now, he has delivered them a chance, a promise yet to be realized. But the 4-piece surely will be enough. Westside again, the hero that GX desperately needed.
รั่วเลย
My God. I said it when they were in the 5v3. I was like, Fnatic never make it easy for themselves, but how did he not die? Like, he whiffed a load of bullets, then was super clean, but just the trades never came in. Like, that wasn't the cleanest 4K Westside has ever got. Someone should have traded him throughout that round, but you keep giving him chances. Eventually, he will hit the shots. Well, 11-3.
เห็นปะบอกแล้วชนะง่ายๆมันไม่เอาต้องสูสีนี่แหละ Fnatic.
And they're losing from pretty hefty advantages. Like, again, they got the advantage in the round prior where they go to run through the market. They run into Westside. I would say option 1, don't run into Westside. Maybe try going A, because if they'd continued A, they would have run into Flickless. And I don't want to be mean, but Flickless is not doing that.
Yeah.
He's not getting a 4K like that.
Watch next round now after you've said that. But no, I 100% agree with you.
He's about to ace every round from now on, and they're going to win in OT.
And
Oh,
it just
Luna
further
may take
adds
him
to the
down.
point of if I
Then
was
Son,
to
if he
have
did, we
one
both
guy who isn't alpha
จ
here
ริงๆสมมติถ้าแคท
defending a
ที่มัน
site, hey, genuinely in EMEA, I
Top
think
เหลืออะไรนะ
he's
เหลื
a
อหมด
top
สัญญานะ
5 for me.
เอาข่าว เอาข่าว
I
ไป
was about to
นี้
say,
ได้
we
นะ
got so many good sentinel
Yeah.
players. It's really hard.
Top
But he's
5,
got-
maybe. But
Echo's good. Yedajay,
Yeah.
fantastic.
He got recon.
Chronicle.
But the thing for me with West Side is that he doesn't make that many risks. He is a safe player. If you have a problem, you need a good sentinel who ain't going to bring extra problems to your roster. He's just that guy. He's willing to flex. He's willing to play
แอดดี
whatever
กว่า
the
ตอนอ
team
ยู่
needs.
ซี9ไหม
But if you put him here,
ไม่ได้ดู
Pro
ซี
plays
9
way
เลยครับ
late
ผม
for
ไม่ได้มา
yeah,
มาสเตอร์ไม่ได้มาแชมเปี้ยน
he'll
นะ
do anything.
They did that to
ไม่ได้
Yedajay
ดู
too.
ซีได้
I'm so
They
glad
do
they freed my
C9
man from that. Although he's now playing smokes, which, you know, very good sentinel player. Foot, just in case you're wondering. Bambino, I'm
Better
talking to you.
smoker than Flickless, at least.
แฟนซีนายบอกกูจะล่อง กูเจอพี่เอ้ย
It
แล้
was
ว
a
กู
tough
จะ
last
ล่อง
map. But no, 3 rounds, 3 in a row. It's so doable for GX.
Shouldn't be.
It should not have been from an 11-3
Yeah.
deficit. It never should have been from
I'm
so
gonna be
many
honest,
rounds.
I should be on the train home right
Yeah.
now.
I should be ordering food, but here we are. Fnatic struggling to take it across the finish line. Left to an eco here. Likely double digits. Somehow I do feel like this will be the round that they figure it all out.
Well, they've got Tour de Force and Overdrive, so it's like there are a few things that can pad the gap. They've also got Res if they get into a position to use it, and I always have faith that Alfia at any moment might just be like, right, you know what, I'm done with this game, I'm just going to win. So there's potential, but I don't know, it's starting to feel like the same problems they had before, just that little bit choky.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try to challenge West Side again. That's the play. This time Net's there to help him. They've lost the rotation. Boaster slipping through, threading the needle and using
อย่า
it
บอกว่าชนะอีโค
to
ตร
help out.
ทำมาตั้ง
Taking
นาน
one down, West Side
แพ้
again
วิน
stands
นั่น
against
แหละ
the
นั่นแหละ
forces
นั่
of
นแหละ
Fnatic, but this time surrounded. He's down.
ทำมาตั้งนานเนี่ย
Tour de Force claims another victim.
เข้ายังไงอะ
Yeah, you're not getting
พยายาม
through that. They know by now.
พยายามอ
They
ย่างมากครับ
found
ผม
Jesse. And his 1v4 begins and ends
เฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ย
there? Question mark?
เฮ้ยเฮ้ย
That's not a bad
GG
start. He can start the defuse from here.
ยังไง
Paranoia
ก็
is
จบ
perfect as well. Repositions with it. It could have been beautiful.
อย่า
A
ล้อหลอก
great
พี่โบ๊ท
idea from Jesse, but an Emoda thrifty
จีจี ทำให้มันยากทำไม
ถ้าเวสไซด์ไปทีมที่แบบโหดกว่านี้มันอารมณ์ประมาณคราวอ่ะ คราวขนาดตอนอยู่ GX โดดเด่นเลย พอมาโยนติปุ๊บแม่งโอ้โหแทนมีโป้ภาพเลยว่ะถ้าเวสไซด์แทนบีโป้นี่เดือดเลยอ่ะ
บีโป้ บีโป้ไม่เก่งเหรอพี่
โอ้เหรอก็ดีขึ้นนะเกมหน้า M8 เคี้ยวแบบไม่ต้องไม่กลืนเลยไม่ต้องเคี้ยวอ่ะเอ๋
กลืนเลยเหรอ่ะ
กลืนเลย M8 เกมหน้า
โอ้ยไปดีกว่าแชท เหนื่อยว่ะวันนี้ เดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้ค่อยมาดูแปซิฟิก อยากนอน อยากเอนหลังแล้วอะอยู่หน้าคอมยาวจังแก่แล้ว แก่แล้วไม่ออกกำลังกายด้วยสู้พี่เอ๋ยก็ไม่ได้ พี่เอ๋ยแก่แล้วก็ยังออกกำลังกาย ฝากดู M8 ด้วยนะครับ ฝากไปอยู่กับพี่เอ๋ยด้วยนะ เดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้ดูยาวๆ แปซิฟิก ขอบคุณครับทุกคน เจอกันนะ สวัสดีนะครับ ขอบคุณที่มาดูนะครับผม